Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have...
Matthew, and I'm playing Clever Stitch, the Tabaxi Arcane Archer.
That's you, Andrew.
That's you. And me, Andrew. I'm playing Grizz, the Dwarven Ranger. I'm very clearly the new face. That's we've got a reading order.
Hazing ritual.
He should have been first. He should have been first.
I know.
Well, let's get through the names. I'll explain to him what just happened. Go for it.
I'm Megan. I'm playing Sarai Landir, the Eladrin Glamour Bard.
Hi, everybody. I'm Eric, and I'm playing Sirach, the Arakocra Horizon Walker Ranger.
And I'm Kez, and I'm playing Treasure Nightcrafter, the Tiefling Barbarian.
So, Andrew, as long as this channel has been around in our 3-year journey, I've done pretty much the same introduction, and then immediately would turn to my right, or in reading order, for the next person to introduce themselves. And invariably, whether we were in the studio, whether we've been digital, the new person is almost literally always immediately next to me. And always the first person to go. We never warn them. We just hope that they figure it out.
We just assume.
I'm not gonna lie. It was Meg that sold it to me because it looked like she was going to talk the entire time. So I was just kind of waiting.
She psyched him out here. Nicely done.
No, that's fair.
Welcome everybody. This is Disasters in Danger. It is our D&D 5e high fantasy game. We're going to get to the action in just a second. We do have a couple of real quick announcements. Let's kick them off. Matthew.
Norse Foundry. You know them, you love them, so do we. They are where you can get all of your dice and dice adjacent needs, whether that be aluminum dice, gem dice, giant honkin' dice, dice boxes, dice bags, whatever you want dice related, they've got it, and it's all really fucking cool. So if you want to use our code REPRPG, that's REPRPG, the same as all of our socials, hashtag social plug, then you'll get 15% off of your entire order. And whenever you're buying dice for all of you and your Dice Goblin friends, because everybody needs more shiny click-clack math rocks, that can be a decent chunk of change. So head on over to Norse Foundry and use the code REPRPG for 15% off of your entire order.
And we're super excited. We're going to be having some more Norse Foundry giveaways coming to the channel. We've got them en route, so super excited about that. Do check them out. Andrew, I believe you have an announcement for us.
Oh yeah, that's you guys are letting me shamelessly plug my own fledgling YouTube D&D channel. That's people I play in your PvP league with. That's we have Easy to Spell on YouTube. That's we don't play live currently. That is Dispel with 2 L's. It's easy to spell, but we did it wrong. As we do. But yeah, if you guys come check us out, let us know what I'm doing right or wrong. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to see some more faces show up and watch us play.
Yeah, it is a really wonderful YouTube channel. We did check it out. I really like the quality of you guys' setup. So definitely show them some love and swing by there. And Panda, Megan, what you got?
Yeah. So this Saturday, myself and Pixie are both in a brand new TikTok D&D musical, which is a whole bunch of fun words. It's Off the Beaten Path. If you go to obpmusical.com, you can RSVP to it. It's like a Zoom webinar kind of thing, but it's choose your own adventure. So you decide who lives, who dies. We tell the story. You don't get a choice in that. Yeah, it's 12 Central Time, 12 Mountain Time, which is 2 o'clock Eastern or something. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock Eastern. Work around that. It's absolutely breathtaking. The cast is fucking stellar. Yeah. It's been such a great project. They're all a bunch of huge nerds, and they're just so talented. The voices are heartbreaking. It's going to be good fun. So before PvP finals on Friday, come check us out.
That's right. So we also do have the PvP playoffs this weekend. So we've got the quarterfinals Friday night, one semifinal match Friday night, the second semifinal match on Saturday, and then we've got a 2-hour long championship 3v3 match on starting 9 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. So definitely check that stuff out. So yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will get into it. Man, I just had the feeling that I was forgetting something, but we'll find out. It'll happen or not. That's good. So let's do it. Let's have an adventure. Our adventures take place in lands of Lickdracht. They are lands of myth. They are lands of legend. They are lands where fate is played like a game across a chessboard, and it is a dangerous game, a game that our heroes have done their best to avoid, and in doing so, they have moved beyond the playing field into Western Lickdracht, where the dragons rule. They have recently aided a lost dwarven's monarch, known as the Black King, and returned him from his deep slumber. They've traveled down a mighty river. They've run afoul of a wastrelith and made their way through the mountains to the town of Cairdian. Cairdian is a special town. It is a town of ancient Sylvan lore. It is a arcanist town. It is a town of magic. It is a town of strong practitioners whose enchantments ring through the land at the beginning of every day as 7 bells chime to start each morning here in Cairdian. The harmonics of them, those in the know would tell you that they ring the warning bell for all those of true draconic nature. Here, in the midst of the lands of dragons, there is one place where dragons may not tread. It is the lands of Cairdian. You guys have come here for a number of reasons. One, it's sort of the biggest city, biggest town that is not completely dragon occupied in about half a continent, right? The other reason you have traveled this way is due to the auguries important to the Black King assisting one of your number, Tauroth, in his search for his missing brother, and all the important sundries that go with that particular adventure have led you to Cairdian. And in fact, as you rise this morning, Tauroth, now with Screebers on the mend, has taken the moment to separate himself in search of his brother. Let you guys know through notes that he's all right, but he's not going to do anything stupid. He'll make sure he checks in with you all before he does. But as you know, just in case he wants to look around, see if he finds Cass on his own. His stuff is still here. It's not like he packed up all of his things. So, for the moment, you do believe him. The inn that you are staying in is called the Little Empire, and it is a charming, if somewhat shticky, establishment. The outside of it definitely has the facade of like a big castle, and there are puppet shows that are done for like kids in the windows, and your all of the doors open like drawbridges to the rooms, even though it's tremendously inconvenient. It's really bad. The only other option was like the portcullis, but those were a grid and people could see into them. So, but there was a discount But
Since we've not been doing anything, Saride has just been dimension dooring her and Thozen into and out of the room. She's not fucking with that. I'll waste the spell slot. It's worth it.
Absolutely. So you guys have a few things that you have of interest here. You had set out west to, one, look for allies, but also look for information on dragons, on the Dragon Society. And Cardaean is, as I had mentioned, a place of magic, a place of relative security, although it does possess its own dangers. And moreover, a place of information. This place is famed, or maybe not famed, but even just walking the streets, it's very clear this is if Dorian's Dawn is a college town, this is an Ivy League town. Right? It is all of the pomp and circumstance and old wizard magic, old sorcery magic, ancient sort of sylvan enchants that drip along the streets and run around the cobblestones. There are a number of schools, there are libraries and book shops, scroll shops around every corner. Any bit of, I would say, athletic magic, or what the people here would probably deem in a derogatory fashion practical magic, is kept to the outskirts, and the more esoteric and unique magical studies definitely participate towards the interior. Lots of places here are TARDIS bigger on the inside than they are on the outside. Your establishment is not, and you've kind of come to realize, because it is a purely mundane place, it is marketing itself as like a tourist spot. So that's how they keep business flowing. You do know of one individual that, on last report to Bairdrin, now the Black King, who has made their way into this town, is a scout that goes by the name of Grizz. I don't know if you guys probably have set up a meeting for today, but is there anything at the start of the day that you archivists would like to get done?
Yes.
Okay.
And I apologize for this in advance. She's going shopping for something very specific.
Okay.
She's looking for butter.
Okay. Sure.
Of the artisan nature?
Artisanal? You want to see if it's...
I want to see if there's artisanal butter up in this bitch.
Okay.
She wants imported Irish Kerrygold butter.
She wants to be renewed, Cody.
Then we'll take it from there. Let's see if we have the butter first.
Okay. All right, make me an investigation check. I'll take investigation, or if you... let's do investigation. Let's stick with that. But I'll let you use your charisma modifier, because we're gonna treat it like you're talking to people, concierges. You there, boy on the street, tell me of your butter in this town.
Sherlock's orphan army, just you.
I mean, it's a 13 because I have a +10 to investigation. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get better with my charisma.
I mean, what's your intelligence modifier?
A 2, my charisma's 5.
So you would add 3, so it could be a +13.
16.
So you rolled a total 16? Okay, sounds good. Yeah, you come downstairs and you've seen one of the hotel workers. You think it might be the wife or the sister of one of the owners, right? Oh, yes, of course, darling. There is definitely have butter in town. Is there a particular type of butter that you were looking for?
I'm looking for something a bit artisanal.
Artisanal. Like, is there like a particular creature's butter, or just something that has a little like a savory butter, a sweet butter? I'm sure we have a number of artisans on the outside. We actually do. They use magic for everything here. So if you're looking for like a purely like old churned butter, I don't think you're gonna find that. But if you want something that's like, woo, then we probably have that kind of butter.
I would love some woo.
Okay. Yeah. So here's where you want to go. If you get on the main roads, and she gives you directions to the to a southern district in the town that has a marketplace. It is known as the Tiny Grove. That is the district or the neighborhood of it, and it is where individuals of druid magic would probably hang out.
They don't look druish. Okay.
Say the whole word. Druid?
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Pierce.
So yeah, you get that.
Zoom socials, do they need to
I'm not
primarily on
sure if we need to.
like
Eric?
music education or
Yeah. I'm getting on that. La, da, 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 da.
I mean, if she wants our socials, we can perhaps share those as well.
For, like,
That is not helping you, my dude. I am so sorry. You're good. Okay.
We're professionals.
We are.
It's
We're
fine.
super professional here. I love the Muppet reaction. All right, so Riot has directions to her butter. Clever Stitch, Treasure, do you guys have anything in particular that you're taking an interest in as far as gathering? Okay, Treasure's got something.
Yeah, Treasure's feeling very awkward looking around at everybody that's much smaller, much more Fey-like. She probably towers over a lot of these people and stands out more than usual.
Yeah.
So she goes to the other individual that stands out more than usual, Sirach, is like, oh no. I kind of feel like I stick out like a sore thumb. Maybe I should, use my masquerade tattoo to, not look quite so much like an event.
I don't know that Sirach can respond to you right now, but he thinks about it, and he's going to mull that over for a moment, and we'll come back to hear his response. Clever Stitch, did you have something?
So we're in a new town.
Yeah.
And I know that we have a scout that we are gonna go talk to.
Yeah.
But I wanna know if there's like, because we've been here for a month.
Yep.
So I want to have
You've
scoping
been in
out-
town. I'm going to say you've been in town, let's call it 8 days.
Even that. I want to have been scoping out the job board,
Okay.
seeing what wild shit is happening, if anything. If not, even better.
Cool.
But I just kind of want to, because that is Clever Stitch's way of scouting the area without having to leave.
Absolutely.
This is where you find out what bad shit is around you.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Make me an investigation check, please.
you got it, dude.
I'll give you advantage for the time frame because it is over more than a week, right? So we're not looking, time is not an issue here.
And oh no, that's I have the urban bounty hunter feature. Not that really particularly helps here.
What does that do?
But it's basically that you know how to get you kind of know how to gather information in cities a little bit better, depending on if you're hunting something, which I am not. So just the
You're hunting work.
stuff. Hunting work. 14 total.
Cool. So yeah, you check out the boards every other day or so, and so there's a wide variety of jobs that are being listed. Mostly, what you find are there's a lot of listings for research assistants. There's a lot of listings for like unpaid internships. There's a lot of listings for and these pay very well for test subjects. For magical inquiries is usually what they're
Magic cities.
for what they're referred to as, and it's kind of by school of magic, right? But those pay extremely well. Hold on, I see you, Saride, and so transmutation is relatively low paying. Of course, necromancy is extremely high paying, but to your next of kin, obviously.
Yep.
Right? Or previous kin can be sold for a profit here in Cardian. The other most expensive one is studies in the research of chronomancy or temporal distortion or planar travel, and those and the development of enchanted artifacts. And the testing of those also has a wide variety of things. So those jobs are like, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
If you kind of dig through some of those, what you also find is that there are, at any given time, about half a dozen people looking for very specific ingredients. Or for magical rituals, right? And one of the things you do note very easily, none of them are dragon.
Interesting. Okay.
There are no dragon scales, there are no dragon teeth, or anything associated with dragon creatures, with them.
Gotcha.
And because of your urban bounty hunter feat, I will say that you do notice among the listings for research assistants and for test subjects, at least 4 or 5 of these have something on them that say recently lost research assistant requires immediate replacement.
Ooh. All right. Cool.
Meg, you had a question?
Yeah. Do they do stuff to your butt?
No.
Do you get paid extra if they do stuff to your butt?
No, Troy. They don't pay extra if they do stuff to your butt.
It's okay. We'll do it.
It's a
Looking for the Proctomancer.
That's why
New school of magic.
yeah, that's why people stick around here. It's those deep community season 1 cuts.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Treasure. I think we would stand out a little bit. It's I mean, you're lucky you have that other tattoo. I can't really hide a little bit better, but that's about it for me.
Is there any way that we can, I don't know, like, do something about, because I mean, I would personally like to be able to go outside and not, they'll stand 3 heads above everyone else and, twice as wide.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I really have a feeling that, like, anything I might ever talk about magic here is going to be incredibly looked down upon, like, by a lot.
I mean, hard seam. How do you do magic, Treasure? I don't know. I get angry and literally blow up.
Where are you guys having this conversation?
probably in one of the hotel rooms because she hasn't decided to really leave very much because she sticks out like a sore thumb and
Okay.
still has the issue of Owen Duskwood after her.
Right. That is very much an issue. Okay. Cool.
Could you imagine how much shit Wyatt would get here?
I mean, should we bring him back a souvenir, like, you know, one of those pet rocks or something?
I just mean, like, I know we come to love Wyatt now, or at least tolerate Wyatt, but at the same time, like, he was such a big guy on campus, and now we're in a place that is, like, so immensely, like, higher brand than that. And he would, I don't know why, I just think it'd be really funny to see him in this environment specifically.
You are not wrong, sir. You know what? Let's, why don't you and I try to do something about how we look and, go out there and try to start a little trouble.
We shouldn't. That would be a terrible idea.
All right. Well, we'll find out what Treasure and Sirach get up to in a moment. For those of my, I guess, responsible players, Clever Stitch and Saride, exactly. I think it is drawing closer to the hour appointed to meet Grizz. Where did you guys set up this meeting to take place?
In the bar lounge of the place we're staying.
Yeah, I was like, would it be racist to say a tavern?
I don't think so. No, I mean you can use the so the tavern here is referred to as the jousting field, and the servers will occasionally like clip clop by and joust at each other as they bring drinks and things.
We are not having a meeting.
Yes!
At fucking medieval times.
Yes, medieval times meeting.
So if you're not having one at the jousting field, where would you like to have one? Another nearby tavern? It's midday, so you know it depends on what sort of place are you looking for.
We'll do the matinee medieval times.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the matinee show is pretty sparse. But they play to the crowd that they have. Even those that are eating. And you know, it's all right. Grizz, you've been, how long have you been in Cardian?
I don't imagine too long. Probably the last just couple days. That's a lot of it. Kind of moving through the mountains probably took a while, and that constant just trying to get a feel for the area around Cardian.
Sure.
And circling in.
Yeah.
He probably would have shown up at the medieval times like 3 hours early.
Okay.
And ordered like one of everything on the menu.
Okay.
Just whatever they have. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it is make me a perception check. I'll give you advantage on this.
At the 19.
19. Okay. Breakfast is not what they usually do here, but they do have some breakfast foods for the people that are staying here. Their shows are clearly more geared to dinner, and they kind of just serve lunch for dinner, right? Dinner for lunch. Those are the same thing.
Yeah.
What you pick up is, as you're tasting the food, as you're smelling it, as you're enjoying all of those spices and things, this bread and whatever sort of pastries that they have for the earliest portions of the meal, the first things that they bring out to you, those are from yesterday. You know it, they know it, everybody knows it. But as it gets closer to lunchtime and the food becomes fresher, it's actually pretty well seasoned and pretty well cooked. They seem to they have a roast for a specialty, and definitely is the best thing on the menu. They use that to make sort of these like meat sandwiches and sort of like little meat pies. Definitely well done. Their baker is good, not amazing, but probably the nicest part is the whatever sort of butter or seasonings that they use to cook in is very fresh and expertly made.
Excellent. Yeah, and so he's with Benedict sat beside him. Grizz is just combing through a mountain of food, and it's one of those like he takes a bite of something and puts it on the plate, slides it to the side, pulls something else close to him, and just he's given like the serving staff just a run for their money as they just try to keep up with him. And every plate that he slides to the side, Benedict, this large star-nosed cave badger, just immediately sets into, and he's just shoveling food towards it.
So Clever Stitch and Saride, you probably noticed the badger first as you're making your way down, and to the side of him is Grizz. Would you mind describing what Grizz looks like, and then I'd like to get physical descriptions from Clever Stitch and Saride, and we'll get around to them as people meet each other.
Yeah, so Grizz is, as you can expect, a fairly kind of stocky, heavy-set dwarf. He has a close, bushy mohawk and a tightly braided beard. He's wearing like a sleeveless leather jerkin with bracers and a cloak. He has what looks like a large chef's knife strapped to his chest. Yeah, beyond that, he is just the pack set next to him, very rugged, outdoorsy, and just, like I said, a mountain of food surrounding him. Dwarven tattoos covering the exposed skin. And yeah, that's Grizz.
Awesome. Clever Stitch, tell us about you.
Yeah, so Clever Stitch is a snow leopard tabaxi. He's like oh god, how tall? I haven't said how tall this cat is in a very long time.
Well, is he on his hinders, or are we grabbing him by his underarms and stretching him like a slinky?
Yeah, that's fair. He's 5'8" and is wearing studded leather armor. He has we're in this city, so it's not like he would really have any of his gear with him necessarily, but he'll at least have like a small dagger on his hip just in case. But he does have where did we all get our matching tattoos?
You got them in the House of Shields. So
no, I meant like where.
Oh, physically on.
Yeah, like physically. I don't remember.
We didn't all get them on the same spot on us.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, because I want it to be visible. His it's gonna come creeping out of like down his arm a little bit is just some spots where his snow leopard, the black spots, stop being spots and start turning into like almost tendrils of blackness that reach down his arm a little bit. And he also has like a couple of scars on his face. Matthew can't remember where they are because it's been a long time since he's described Clever Stitch. And a nicked ear, I think. Yeah, yes. Thank you, Kez. Kez knows better than I do. She's drawn him a couple of times.
I do know the nicked ear.
Yeah, the nicked ear and the cut lip, I think.
Grizz, make me a history check.
It's alphabetical. It should be easier to find for me. 15.
15. So the inky, shadowy sort of tattoo that is growing into the fur. You're tattooed, and you think you kind of recognize the stylings of Clever Stitch's tattoo. There's a good chance you guys visited the same tattoo parlor at some point in your lives, especially knowing where you come from and Where did you go, Cotton Eye Joe? I'm so sorry, guys. I am out of it today. So, after Clever Stitch, Saride, tell us about you.
She's in spring, so she's got her pink hair. She's an Eldrin, so stupidly long ears, very almost like anime round eyes, because they're technically aliens. And yeah, she's wearing something that's very almost identical to like the backless rainbow thing that Padme wears in episode 2. So it shows off her entire back so you can see her tattoos. So she has the Archivist symbol like right on her tailbone. And oh yeah, it's like right 2 inches above ass crack. And then all along her spine, it looks like either smoke or a cloud. And if you look at it one way, it says Thosin. And if you look at it the other way, it says Saride. And on her right shoulder blade it's like a golden filigree that, yeah, that's all. And it's studded with 4 rhinestones that are, that represent the 4 seasons. Yeah, so she's walking around looking for Buddha, and she's got a couple of extra like scars and bruises, and if you get close enough you can see like maybe bite marks just because they've been in for a week.
So, your eyes meet from across the room, and off you 3 go.
She is mage handing all of her food into her mouth, by the way. Like, if it's medieval times, they don't give you silverware.
Yeah,
she's not.
That's what these are for.
Yeah, she's not ripping into a. Okay.
So were we? I apologize, Cody. You probably said this, but were we all like, we were seated? Because he's already seated. So are we also like seated, or did we just walk in?
You guys are walking in. You're walking in to the time. So you do see Grizz amidst a table probably meant for a family by himself, filled with plates. The nearby tables catching the discarded plates that the Badger pushes to the side as the staff try to keep up with the tasting session that is happening in front of them.
Yes. All right, then I will walk over.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Grizz.
Right. Let's say, sit. Have some food. We've got plenty to eat. Let's say, as long as Benedict doesn't get to it. Let's say, help yourself. Business can wait till after we have a meal. Let's say.
All right.
Is there a plate here that he hasn't taken a bite out of yet?
Maybe yes, maybe a couple. I'm really not sure. I don't think I've eaten anything from that one, but that's because it smells atrocious. This I've nibbled on and give it back, Benedict. Pulls out an entire turkey leg. Like, there you are. That's barely been nibbled.
Thank you. She'll take it.
Yes.
And it's Megan learning how to eat chicken wings.
Good.
That's one way to do it. But
Clever Stitch will hail a server and ask for, I don't know, just something simple, like some bread, just some bread. I think.
Yeah, we've got a fresh loaf coming. I'm so sorry. I'll be right with you.
You can take your time. It's fine.
Okay. All right. And you just hear from off in the corner. Rabbit! I'm sorry. Right. Okay. Click, 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 click.
I love
the service here is really something. They go above and beyond, let's say.
I'm surprised how dedicated they are to the clip clopping while also carrying food.
It's really, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped being hungry like 8 dishes ago. This is really, I just want to see how long they'll keep going. Benedict will eat all day. That's once you bet. And reaches over and pets that giant badger as it's just.
So good.
Right.
Are you trying to like eat through the entire menu? Are you searching for something in particular?
It's really just tasting everything, a little bit of everything they've got. You never know when inspiration strikes you, and there's no truer joy in the world than just a food that you've never had. And the butter here, honestly, they put it on everything, and it's fantastic. I don't know what to do. I've got to figure out what kind of animal they get it from, because it's not anything that I've ever made myself. There's nothing like.
Actually, I have a lead on.
There's a this lance, this jousting spear, just comes in between you guys on the table, and there's 2 loaves of bread stuck onto it, and it seems to be lightly glazed in the butter.
Perfect. I will take one off.
Okay, and he the other one just kind of waves back and forth, to saying if Saride or Grizz are gonna take it.
Yeah, thank you. She'll take it.
Of course.
She probably appreciates something that hasn't been nibbled on. Right.
But actually, I have a lead on butter. If you're interested.
I am always interested in butter. That's.
A lead on butter.
Okay, first of all, the 3 of our accents. We're gonna see who makes it out here tonight alive. I don't think it's gonna be me.
I don't either. I don't believe in myself.
We're gonna drop like flies. It's gonna be fine.
It is really intense focus on my part, not to slip.
But yes, I found I really want some good butter, and I started asking around. They said that there's some druids in the small grove, little grove, grovelet. I can't believe it's not a grove. I can't. Whatever.
Right, druids, trees. I'll have to give that a shot. I think I actually did business.
It did sound like it's all magical, though. Like none of it's really from an animal.
So it really is. I can't believe it's not butter.
Maybe.
Is this all margarine? Is that what we're eating right now?
There's no way that this isn't butter. This is too good. That's to have been just magicked up by some prissy little wizard in his tower.
To be fair, you'd probably be a marvelously robust druid in a tree trunk. So
I'm more on board with that.
I don't know if the optics really change that or not. Anyway,
a little bit.
Right. So we were told to meet you.
Right. I guess a little bit more serious than. Beardrin has had me tracking down a group of mind flayers that have been active in the area. And I'm pretty sure they're in the city. That's so enjoy your meal. Might be your last if you're willing to help me out on this. Because I fucking hate those squid-faced bastards more than anyone. But let's see. My understanding is that they've made their way into the city somehow. What I've been able to suss out over the last few days that I've been here is that their intent towards whatever purposes they have, they've been devouring secrets the way that they do, they direct from the mines, Tartar style. And my understanding is there's 3 of them, and I believe them to be arcanists. Which is why I said after dinner. That's no point spoiling a good meal with bad news. But
fair.
If you lot are here for any duration of time,
we have been resting up a fair bit, so I think it's time we got boots on the ground again.
That's fair, and I know Talroth is busy for a couple of days, so it's not like we can leave and go continue our search towards Dragonopolis. So no better time to help you out. I will
was
see
that
myself out.
just to double check? Was that a food pun? That's a nice.
It was. Yep. But
I'm proud of you.
That's
thank you.
Benedict, I seem to have forgot my coin purse, so you've got this, right? And then Grizz scatters.
Oh, that tiny little shite.
Oh, goodness. Saride, I am not a rich cat.
It's all right. I'm a very rich woman. I am a lady of means. I will take care of it, and then later, I will take care of that tiny fuck.
Clever Stitch will pull out the 7 silver that is in his personal coin purse. I have this to contribute, ignoring the mounds of cash that we have in both the bag of holding and handy haversack.
Yeah, but that's not for food. That's for
like a rainy day.
that's for food we're all gonna eat.
That's
not
true.
whatever
Not that
the
the
fuck
badger
this
eats.
is. So
Is the badger still around? Was it just Grizz that ran off, or did Benedict stay or leave? with him?
and I may have missed this. When you say he's a giant badger, and I realize because Grizz is a dwarf, what's the size ratio on the two of them?
He's medium, so the badger's probably about as tall as Grizz is, like at the shoulder.
Yes, bitch. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, okay, so where's your chunky friend?
He's still at the table. That's Grizz said, Benedict's got it. And left you guys with the badger.
She's just gonna look at the badger. Excuse me, sir. Are you going to pay for this?
I'm looking up what
Stitch.
what noises badgers make right now because
I'm so glad you didn't make me make it because I realized as we started that I didn't know what a badger sounded like.
This is also a badger who's eating, so I mean,
Yeah,
I think that
I can do snorting and eating. That
There you go.
I can do.
you're snouted.
Yeah.
That was actually my nickname in high school.
Snorting and eating,
hold on,
or
hold on.
what?
Or snouted.
And I will say, as you start talking directly to Benedict, the badger, you notice he's got a collar on, and the collar does have a small coin purse that's tied to it.
Oh.
It's where Grizz keeps his money.
Do you mind if I just still talk to the badger? May I? Oh God! May I touch your coin purse?
No.
I think your noise cancellation doesn't pick up badger noises.
I'm trying. It's so hard.
The dedication. The dedication.
I love it.
I've never been so angry at noise canceling in my life. Fuck your clear sound. I want badger noises.
So yeah, he just kind of moans.
Okay, and
He seems mostly enthralled with eating. If you'd like to make a handle animal check, you can.
Oh.
18.
Yeah.
I touched the badger's coin purse.
You do, and he seems okay with it.
Well, yeah. Is there enough in there to cover this?
I only have 10 gold, so I really hope so.
It's alright. This can just be on the tame, and he will reach into the handy haversack, pull out enough gold, and then later, whenever we are splitting profits, we will just take a little bit more to pay for dinner.
It's
a business meeting.
Robert,
Yes.
No, darling, sorry, I didn't mean to, you know. Can we get the bill for this?
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Clip clop. Andrew, would you roll me a percentile, please?
Yeah. Let's. Okay. Digital dice. I don't need to go looking for this. 72.
Yeah, it's gonna run you guys about 62 gold pieces.
It's all right, Stitch. I will take care of the whole thing.
That's a Matthew issue.
No, it's fine. I'll take care of it. She's going to leave the gold in Grizz or in Benedict.
What?
And she'll put 100 gold on the table for tip. This poor kid.
You know what?
has been
That's fair.
Run ragged.
That's fair.
Stitch, do you want to like take anything, put it in the bag real quick? That's salvageable, like the bread.
I mean, sure.
So
He will take the 2 loaves.
Sure. He comes clip clopping his way back. Clip clop. So I'm sorry. Does this mean you guys don't want the baked Alaska? Because it's gonna be a couple of hours before it's fully frozen.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Let's go ahead and cancel that.
Okay, we can.
She'll give him
You want
another-
us to
another
send it
20
up to your
gold.
room? I don't know how well it'll keep, but
Sure.
okay.
That would be lovely, but please take your time on it.
Okay.
Also, she's gonna.
Screebus.
Oh yes, that'd be great. Send it to Screeb. Oh, is Screebers with Talroth?
No. Screebers was at the nearby hospital. I guess they could have released him to a room at this point.
Okay, then yeah. We're gonna give it to Screebers. That'd be great. She's gonna hand him another 20 gold, and while she does, she's going to cast her restoration to just give him a little pep up.
Okay. Yeah. He feels less exhausted. Yeah, absolutely.
And as we're leaving, I will grab that turkey leg that Saride surely did not really eat any of, and use it to kind of lead Benedict out of the establishment to try and get him to leave the basically, yeah. Turkey leg? Turkey leg? That's just a couple steps. Turkey leg, a couple steps. Perfect.
So, Treasure and Sirach, what were you guys up to while this was happening?
Well, at this point, Treasure and Sirach have been kind of talking amongst themselves while they're trying to get a couple of disguises ready. Treasure thankfully has her masquerade tattoo, so she has decided to turn herself into a very tall, tanned half-elf woman with long blonde hair and freckles, but more or less around the same, just half-elf.
Sure.
With like a nice dress looking a little more castorish based off of some of the stuff she's seen Saride wear.
Great.
Sirach, on the other hand, doesn't have this, so she's trying to help him make himself into a peacock Aarakocra, and let's see how well this goes.
What can I
Peacockra?
abscond with? Yeah, Peacockra. What can I use in the room to kind of disguise myself in this manner?
So you don't have if I'm understanding correctly, you don't have a disguise kit.
I think I used my last one on when we were back in Dorian's Dawn.
I mean, if you owned one, it's like 100 uses. Like, there's no official number of uses. Just having a disguise kit, like I've had stage makeup kits. You get more than a show out of that. You know, like
okay, no. With that being said, I am not only do I have one, I am proficient in it.
Oh, all right. Sounds good. So, you with your disguise kit and what is in the room, there are a lot of little pennant banners, like that kind of drape along the ceilings.
Yeah.
And those are frequently used as room decoration and decor. That's probably the most colorful and disposable piece that you find. Other than that, there's bedding, there's maybe a rug. I don't know if any of that's particularly featherish, but between that and your disguise check, if you would like to make me a disguise check on yourself, it is charisma. On someone else, it is dexterity.
Why does it have to be charisma on yourself, though?
Because
I feel like it's still dexterous when you're doing it.
Sure. All right. So if you want to use it, I'll give you a dex to dress yourself up. But if you don't play the role right, it doesn't matter.
As someone that does makeup all the time, it's not about my skills. No. Am I ballsy enough to pull this off?
All right, let's go charisma. So it's charisma plus my proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay. Not okay, but okay. So that's 12
Okay.
That's 12 for that, minus 1 for 11.
Okay, sure. So you don't look like a peacock. Male peacocks are very distinct as far as their plumage goes. You don't look like the canary yellow Eric Cochran that you are. You definitely look a blue, and your feathers sort of take on this ombre like nature that is very striking, and it looks good. I don't know that anyone would describe it as peacock, but attention grabbing, distinct, flattering. Yes, but as far as like the eye pattern and that fold, your wings just aren't shaped that way, So, yeah.
It was a long shot to begin with.
That's okay. I mean, you look like a real pretty blue and gold macaw. I'd say that's a win.
Oh, thank you.
So now, like we were talking about while we were getting all our looks together, what is this spell that we're going to tell everybody we're looking for that you and I know does not exist? But if you're a real good mage and you're real high end and you're real elite, you clearly know this is a real spell.
Clearly, we are looking for a scroll of Mordenkainen's faithful pigeon.
That sounds perfect. Mordenkainen's faithful pigeon.
Yes.
Only high-end, actual casters with real class would know about this spell. It is a lost spell from Mordenkainen.
Like, I know you're saying this just to let everyone know we're about to pull off a con, but this might be the first time that Sirach has lied like this, so this is going to go well.
Okay. I believe you guys are dressed. Are you going to meet up with the rest of your friends, or are you guys going out on the town in search of Mordenkainen's faithful pigeon?
I think that we might have lost track of time, honestly, because we're being little shits.
That's fine.
Yeah, I figured this was happening, like, exactly that we didn't realize the time frame for the meeting, and so while the meeting is going on, we're like, hey, you ever heard of this spell? I need it, and I have money to burn.
Okay, all right. So you guys are all right. So you hit the town, out into the streets of Cardian you go. Make an investigation check. Are you guys are you gonna go to like the halls of academia in search of this spell, or are you gonna just peddle around some of the nearby shops that would cater to less?
We're trying to ruffle high-end shop owners.
All right,
that's what we're trying to do.
Wait a second, I remember this is a thing. How much does it cost to start a whisper campaign?
Oh, as a downtime activity?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Give me a few minutes. I can dig that up. Is that Xanathar's or is that?
I think that's just in the regular PHP.
I think so.
somewhere.
Yeah. I'll dig out the DMG and look that up for a whisper campaign. Yep. Give me just a second. So you guys are headed down to the deep halls of academia, where the truly refined arcanists and wizards, mages and masters of magic ply their trade. And so, as you're making your way down here, each of these towering wizard abodes, you can, even though you both are, I would say, adjacent to magic as far as your barbarian rage, but also your attuned nature to the planes, Sirach, your ability to sort of feel magic around you is definitely thrumming, right? And Sirach, your capacity for detecting planar portals, that warden sense is tingling, just sort of all over the place, and you're realizing the number of pocket dimensions and little doors and artifacts that twist from one side to the other very much sends your feathers aflutter, as it were. Making your way towards the center of Kerdian United. Yeah, I said it's going to sound like an airline because I'm doing two things at once, but I'm just going to roll with it. So the United Kerdian Airlines. There are some shops around here. There is one that is just called the library. One that, capital T, capital L, library. Running a business, crafting magic items.
The library.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, wrong part of the country, but yes, that is.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Yes, you're right. I apologize. Carousing, crafting. I think it's gonna be under carousing. Gaining renown. Oh my lord. Sowing rumors. In a city. Okay, roll me 6d6.
Do you want to roll all 6? Got it. Okay.
We have a roller right here.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll to everyone. 21.
Okay, I'm gonna say you guys. So let's actually change up the lineup here. Treasure and Sirach have been doing this for the better part of a week. They disappear on their own. It's a gold a day. Actually, I'm gonna say because of this, it's 2 gold a day. So you guys have started on the outskirts, and you've been working your way in. You've got maybe 2 more weeks of doing this before you think it's really going to catch on. There is the library. There is the Eye of the Orb, right? There is the Diviner's Rod. There is the archives. There's many shops along those lines. Where would you guys like to spend? Where would you like to start this rumor today?
We haven't hit the library yet. What do you feel about that?
Sounds good. Let's go ahead and give that a shot.
Okay. As you guys head your way in there, you enter into the library doors, and it is low lit with ever-burning candles. Stepping your way in, and it's a very big room. It's a very big building, and it's definitely on the corner, and it has a corner entrance. And so you're a little struck with just how small this particular area is. There is a magical wall. There's a curtain off to the side, which is sort of this rich crushed velvet and trimmed in sort of gold. Gold. And sitting behind the counter is this relatively young elven woman. Looks like she's not college age, but shortly thereafter. She is dressed very refined, not like a librarian at all. But she's there. Well, hello there. What can I do for you?
Well, hello. We are actually in the market for a scroll for a particular spell.
Oh, all right. So you were looking into our perusing section. Were you interested in a membership today, or did you just want to purchase something a la carte?
A la carte. The idea was looking for Mordenkainen's Faithful Pigeon.
Well, I can let you know that we have one of the most resplendent collections of arcane theories as well as practical scroll groups in the entirety of Caradian, but the membership for the library actually only gets you access to search. Its book and hallways, along with the other benefits of being a member. Our gatherings are renowned throughout the city, and there is also the shared repository of spells, which true members can draw from at any given time, as long as they are able to resupply the magical nature of the vault in a timely fashion. Otherwise, penalties are incurred, of course. So as far as finding a particular scroll, or a theorem to craft that particular scroll, you're going to have to search in there for yourself. But if you'd like to go inside, I know that there's a number of actually very active members who find such obscure spells particularly tantalizing.
What do you think, Tritorio? I think he seems intrigued.
Well, for a day pass, it'll be 35 gold apiece. Plus any scribing fees for things that you find and want to take a copy of with you.
Of course. You see, the thing is, we've had some trouble finding this particular spell, and it would seem an awful waste to come all this way, get a membership, and then not be assured that the spell's here.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry if I misled you. That is a day pass for 35 gold. A membership far exceeds that particular cost. But if it's not worth it to you to find what you're looking for, I do understand. Many people give up on what they desire rather quickly.
Do you think she's heard of it, Tritorio? I still have no idea that the spell's even here. It wasn't even in the last 5 places we checked.
He's going to give you a real, like, he's going to go up and he's going to give, like, a real up and down look with his discerning eye.
Mm-hmm.
You might be right. I think it might be best to move along. We aren't certain, and 35 gold is well worth the amount to pay for good knowledge, but if we're not even sure if it's here, it seems like a little bit of a waste of time and gold.
Well, if you're in short supply of either, the library's not for you.
And it seems like they might be in short supply of exactly the spell we need. That's okay. So were the last 5 places.
Have a great day.
She waves and just walks out with Sirach on her arm.
At the very end, Sirach's just going to turn around. Good day, madam.
Okay. But we're just gonna keep stowing from like place to place, asking about this particular spell, and just make it seem like this very rare spell.
You guys are on the hunt for that. So, after lunch and the meeting of such with the.
Did we forget something, Sirach?
Can't possibly think of what we might have forgotten.
Were we supposed to pick up lunch for Screebers?
He's still in the hospital, isn't he?
Oh yeah, that can't be it.
They have food there.
What I forgot. Talroth gave me a nice bottle of wine before he headed off. We can share that when we get back.
Oh, I don't know if I can share a bottle. I could maybe share like a quarter, maybe an eighth of a bottle. Otherwise, I'll be pretty much useless. I know that's for sure.
We'll figure it out when we get back.
All right. So as you guys are leading the giant badger by the drumstick out of the little empire, you do see the well disguised through. Is it seeming or what spell is changing your appearance right now?
Disguise self.
Disguise self. Okay. Yeah, with disguise self. You are familiar with it. And the image of Sirach that you all might have gotten used to, it does look like he blew himself. So that you guys are sort of running into each other out on the street.
You recorded? Just listen back.
Oh, Tobias, you old blowhard.
Sarai, Stitch, where'd you get the badger?
Popping up from behind the badger. Is it me?
Yeah.
Who's the dwarf? Oh, Sirach, that's what we forgot.
Wonderful meeting. Oh God.
Right, pleasure to meet you both. Nice to meet you. He goes up and shakes each of your hands. What is she making faces about?
How much do you think that amount of food costs?
For how it tastes?
More than 10 gold!
That's Benedict said he got it.
Benedict had all of a little chunk of it. He could have paid
gold.
for a little chunk of it.
It couldn't have cost more than 10 gold. That's
75 gold.
I think it was 62. But,
it was 60 after the 10. We were having to pay 60.
I think they gave you the runabout. I swear to God, it couldn't have cost nearly that much.
You ordered one of everything, walked away from the table, and there was still food coming. We have a baked Alaska, whatever the fuck that is, going to Screebers. I don't even know if that's good for a recovering kobold. He's 111 years old. This is the only reason that he's made it this far is because he's wanted to live. If you kill our kobold because of ice cream,
sorry. If we could rewind a little bit, what did you say Screebers is? This is, I think, we're skipping over an important issue here. What's a Screebers? And
a kobold.
He's a kobold.
It's 111 years old. Don't kobolds only live for like a week?
If they're stupid and they run into fire, yes.
Like most kobolds, yeah.
Screebers is remarkably intelligent, and he runs away from all danger, so he has lived forever.
We've come to find out it's kind of like lobsters, where technically they're immortal. Kobolds in general, technically immortal.
Interesting. Well, that's Okay, I feel like we can put this whole thing behind us then. Thank you for explaining what a Screamers is. So, we should probably fill the two of you in. There's an issue, there's mind flare, being quiet, so don't cause a panic. There's mind flares in the city, somewhere.
Like right now?
Yeah, at least 3 of them from what I can find. And again, yeah, exactly. Serious issue. People keep getting distracted by stuff. Benedict, what is in your mouth?
Turkey leg.
That's about 20 gold worth of food. That's what's in his mouth.
Benedict
Really?
Benedict sort of bites another piece.
Grizz pulls a piece of jerky out of his pocket. He's like holding onto one end like you do a puppy dog. And he's chewing. So we can talk about what's going on with the important issues we've got here. I don't think you have to worry about the cost of lunch. We can discuss that later. There's important things to talk about. I don't think we have to worry about this right now. Don't have much of a lead. All I've got is this general area, approximate amounts.
Well, Sirach and I have been up and down this area all week.
When you say general area, do you mean Cardian or like where we are specifically?
The city itself. That's I tracked them with a group through the mountains. We were ambushed at one point, and they got one of our number. I sent the rest back because really at this point it was more of a find and narrowed down a location. Tracked them through the mountains, around the area, and to the best of my knowledge, the only place they could have gone is somewhere in the city.
How about we don't have this conversation out in the middle of the street?
See, that's what I was trying to do, but somebody wanted to talk about lunch. Let's go inside, get something to eat, and go over this like civilized folk.
I think we're fine on the food part for right now. Perhaps dinner.
And pulls the piece of jerky back from Benedict. And
By the
tucks
way,
it into the side of his
she
teeth.
introduces herself and holds out her hand. Obviously, she's not looking like what she normally looks like. She just instead looks like a very tall half-elf woman. I'm Treasure. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. You're very tall.
This isn't quite usually what I look like. It's usually taller.
How tall is Treasure?
Treasure is 6 feet tall.
How
How
tall?
she normally looks.
Yeah, go ahead.
She is now currently about 5'10". She is currently a little more athletic looking for an elven woman. She has bronzy skin, freckles, looks very what Treasure would picture, because she's watched Saride, she's watched Talroth, and has kind of picked from that to make herself fit in here. So the tan skin, the freckles, more like what Saride would look like in summer, and even a very similar dress. Now, what Treasure looks like normally, she's a 6 foot, 300-pound beefling with glittering gold skin, long gold hair, horns curled forward with little piercings and baubles on them, wearing essentially the chainmail bikini she finally got from Thozen, with a pair of pants, hooves, adornments on the hooves, and some of the armor. And she does have the same tattoo, but hers sits square in the middle of her chest. And it's a little different in the sense of it's more of a masquerade type tattoo, so it glitters and can shift where it is, but generally speaking, square in the middle of her chest.
What is the Archivist tattoo?
It is
It's the
actually
symbol. It's that fire, water.
little fire thingy.
Okay. Sounds good. Don't know. I was wondering if you guys had ever settled that.
Yeah, we had. It's hard to describe with just we'll post it up somewhere.
There
I have
you
it
go.
somewhere. I'm sure
Sounds
Matthew does too.
I have the large one. I can't the one with the many, and I cannot remember which one.
I have it saved because I was going to
Thank
put my
you.
tattoo together. I'll post it real
It's-
quick. Hold on.
Thank you.
Cool.
It's the one I think that looks close to Yang's symbol from Ruby, if I remember right.
Okay, yeah.
Looks
Cool.
kind of
Know
like
what you're
that.
talking
gonna hand it over to Sirach so he can describe his macaw-looking self right now and what he normally looks like.
Currently, you see a lovely blue feathered, almost looks like tapestry forming his feathers, and very short little bird boy. But normally, this is not what Sirach would look like. Sirach is a ranger in studded leather with a lovely a yellow nape, which goes down into gray feathers as it goes down to the rest of his body. On his right arm is a tattoo that is, while having the archivist symbol near the shoulder, comes down into a swirling like shadow down to about where the elbow is. Yeah, it's weird because tattoos go on the skin, but it's clearly showing, like, even though he has the overlapping feathers, it's clearly showing through the feathers what this tattoo is.
Okay.
And he also has a bow and arrow, usually. Not right now, because I don't think we need it at this exact moment.
Absolute pleasure to meet both of you.
So do we want to go up to one of our rooms? Yeah? And discuss this there?
That's probably the best choice.
Alright. Alright, then we can go up to whatever fucking room Flutterstitch was staying in.
Sure. You make it past Brian, who is bringing out the croquembouche tree of little ones. They told me to let you know that the puff pastry is still setting, but the caramel's good. And
It's
then
just fine, lad. Thank you. I'll take that off you.
all right. The turducken is gonna be an hour or more. We think we got the but the duck is fighting. But the inn, I don't know what's happening, but I'll bring it over when I get done. Thank you, guys.
I trust you guys. And as he has been doing, he takes one of the puff pastries off the croquembouche and then just kind of holds out the rest of it in the direction of Benedict and whoever else might want to snip off the
croquembouche.
Yeah, no, Treasure's definitely going to take one. I mean, that is awesome. It's sweets. She loves sweets.
It's incredible. And it's already, I don't know what you're looking at, it's already been paid for.
No. All right. So
if you all will excuse me for just a moment, I'm going to go to my room and freshen up. She will go to her room that she shares with Thosen. The drawbridge will slam, and then you'll just hear screaming and shushing, and then everything will be quiet for 5 minutes. When she comes out, she'll have a couple new marks, but she will be calm.
Benedict's covered in the whipped cream filling from the puff pastry. I'm tired.
So is Treasure's face.
Yeah, is he able to do the Looney Tunes tongue lick that cleans up his face?
He's trying. It is not as smooth as the tongue lick, but he's working on it. He's got about a quarter of it done, and
hell yeah.
He is working on it. And then if he notices that it's on Treasure's face, he'll go and try to help her out, because it's easier to lick her face than it is to lick his own
Mine,
face.
she likes the badger. The badger's cool. She's having a great time.
Yeah.
She probably would have lost her disguise by now because it only lasts for an hour. So by now you'll actually get to see the tiefling Treasure.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
You really are tall. Down, Benedict. Down.
So we get up to the room. All right. So how long did you say that you were tracking these mind flayers for? If you don't mind me getting right down to business.
Yeah, brass tack. That's and could correct me if I'm wrong. I've been tracking them for a few weeks, even if I've only been in the city for a few days, right? it's been a few weeks. Like I said, I tracked them through the mountains back from the down from the House of Shields, that area.
All right.
Tracked them to the city. I've only been here for a few days. I haven't been able to narrow down the location. I'm just fairly confident that they haven't left at this point. But narrowed down to a city is still a city to search.
I would say the attack probably happened 9 days ago.
Okay.
You probably had tracked them through the mountains. Just knowing the distance from the House of Shields, you probably have been on the road for a few months. Working through the mountains and through the Underdark, the mountain caverns of the area, and I would say you've probably been on their particular trail 15-20 days. You had found evidence of them, and I would say some of the things you've discovered in the efforts is that, so like a true Mind Flayer enclave has an Elder Brain, has, is stationary, is set up. These are odd Mind Flayers in that it's just a trio of them from what you have tracked and found. You do suspect that there is like a full Mind Flayer enclave somewhere in the mountains that you had not found. But when you guys were set upon, the only person through the Mind Blast, through the stuns, through all of those things, and it was a very clever assault. Two of them had sort of split you guys up and then ambushed the other team. The only person that they mind flayed, as it were, was your wizard. And so that's some of the evidence that you are specifically working with, in addition to tracking them to this city, quite specifically.
Okay, yeah, and I'll relay all of that, and then the rest of the team, like if there are other survivors, I probably would have sent them back at this point, right?
Yeah. Following that particular attack, the only other thing I'd say is like maybe if you would like to have one compatriot that stuck with you to Kaer Dian as like a person that's going to stay in the city and be like an information relay back to Beardrin, right? Because part of the setup is putting scouts and agents and individuals in further reaching places and being able to speak, speaker stone information back and forth and sending and those sorts of things. So I would say there's probably one that's going to be set up as like the local agent. It was probably supposed to be your wizard, given the city. But if you'd like to name them, otherwise I will give them a ridiculous name that I will promptly forget. But yes.
I will name them, but not off the top of my head, because I still get a ridiculous name that I will promptly forget.
Absolutely. Take your time.
I fill in the part of that information. There you go. And that's, I've been proceeding with a little bit more caution since I got to the city, until at least I was able to meet up with you, because you really don't want to walk beard first into a Mind Flayer nest of any type.
That makes sense.
Cody, do I know anything about Mind Flayers?
Let's give it a shot, Professor Treasure.
Here's hoping Professor Treasure is with us tonight.
I too.
Nope. I actually nat 1'd that history check. I think it's the only time I've ever done that.
Oh. Yeah, Treasure, you do know something about Mind Flayers. I'm going to tell you what that is in just a moment. But in the meantime, how about you, Clever Stitch?
Would you like a history or an arcana?
I'll take either. Different type of information.
Arcana it is, then. Ooh, that's a nat 2. It was almost a nat 20. Oof. So an 8.
An 8. I mean, you know the broad ideas, squid people that eat brains, and looking at them, they are so hideous and disturbing that they will that just to look at them will stun, or those that see them are stunned. Right.
Cool.
That is. You know, you get the broad aspects of it.
Absolutely.
Also, I'm sure you, as Matthew, understand the well, it's not by looking at them, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but if Clever Stitch doesn't, then you know.
he gets the idea. You know.
Yeah.
So Mind Flayer's treasure they're about the size of a fist. They look like a brain. They have 4 legs, no eyes, no mouth, and when they attack, they split open out of the sides, and these leafy tendrils shoot out and go up your nose and out of your eyes.
Clearly, that's it.
Yep.
It's gotta be it. Second cousin to mimics. They're awful.
It's true.
Right.
So are mind flares, do we have any knowledge of if they're like aberrations? Right?
They are, yes.
Yeah.
Monstrosities.
They're
Well,
aberrations.
that's what okay. Could I extend a use of primeval awareness just to see if they're in a mile from us?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I cast what would now be considered uncivilized spell by everyone else in this godforsaken town. And I cast primeval awareness.
Okay. Roll me a percentile.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Wow. I rolled a 65. So, not only did you beat them, they're actually very close.
Are they in the room?
They are not in the room close.
Grizz's face bursts forward.
It's the croquet bush!
No, it's the badger. It's the badger. Benedict is a mind player.
So it's going to be at this point, as we're all like mind flares, that Sirach's just going to look up and go, guys, I don't necessarily know how to say this, but I mean, I don't know if it's them per se, but we got some aberrations that are very close by.
How close is very close?
Well, considering this feature does not reveal the creature's location or number, I wouldn't know, but I can tell it's kind of really close.
All right.
Yeah, general distance within like quarter mile.
All right.
This treasure was already reaching for her axe to be like, we are going to attack this little pocket-sized leaf face pugging.
So, Chris, I think they are, I'd say, probably within like a half-mile radius of where we are right now. They're real close. They're real close.
Well, that makes the look easier. Then that's a little unsettling. Me as a player, I'm upset that I had fully forgotten about primeval awareness. That's, but Chris is fine.
Don't worry, we went through an entire sneaking mission where I forgot that I had passed without a trace. So, right there with you, buddy.
There you go. Yep, right there. So I suppose that's it's up to you lot now. That's if you want to set out right now and do it. If there's anything else, you have affairs to put in order, goodbyes to say. I'm just kidding. We'll be fine. It's just a couple mind flares.
Yeah.
Don't.
We've survived everything up until now. Surely
all
this
have.
won't be able to kill us.
There's only
Come
one
on.
thing that can kill you. Don't know what it is yet. There's only one thing.
Yep.
And there's only one thing that can kill you, and it's a beholder who wants a family. Let's go, everybody!
And we survived that.
we managed to survive that.
Yeah.
We do know he's looking for us, though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like this story needs context, but it can wait until
Later.
after I've had my brains pulled out by some squid-faced bastard.
Yeah.
And
later.
unfortunately, context costs extra.
I like when you substitute all of the sides like I did.
Yeah. Yeah. So do we want to search for them? Wait, do we want to wait until it's nighttime to search for them, or do we want to do it now?
Personally, I'm fine. I don't know if there's any change if they get stronger at night or anything like that. I know there are monsters that do that, but it just depends. We're going to be fighting probably in the dark either way if they're
Probably.
inside, underground.
I mean,
Wherever
pretty
they're
sure
at.
they're not related to vampires.
Yeah, but
Fair
there
enough.
could be a vampire mind flayer.
Is that a thing?
It could be a thing. That's terrifying if it is.
That would be so scary.
It'd be terrifying.
But so fun to throw garlic at.
Yeah, are we walking and talking? We walking and talking, right?
Yeah,
walking and
yeah. So
I guess
do we want to like look for wells or some shit that gets us underground?
Well, I actually have an idea because that's what you did, Surak. If we go like a half-mile that direction, and then I'll see if I can't sense them, and we can kind of triangulate the position. If I go half-mile that way and don't sense them, then we'll probably find them.
Ooh, that could work.
That might work. So yeah, half-mile down the street, and then I'll also expend a spell slot to cast Primeval Awareness.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Through the efforts to triangulate them, you guys notice they do seem to be moving towards the center of town.
Okay.
All right.
Does
Does there happen to be a giant well in the center of town that can lead us directly underground?
Clever Stitch, make a survival check with advantage for your urban bounty hunter.
Me doing survival? Oh, good. That's a natural 6 for a 5.
Okay. So you don't have any real insight into what perhaps the waterways or things like that look like.
Nope.
I will say, it's because you've been up looking for the different areas. Each sort of district of town features not necessarily wells, but fountains and drains. This town has many fountains, most of them public, most of them are good for drinking. Usually there are nearby sort of rain drains and things along those lines. I will say the one area that seems to have the largest fountain is the central school that is near the middle of the town. It is a we're talking not quite Mirage or Bellagio like water show. That's kind of might be more of a lake at this point, but you know, it was supposed to be a fountain, and then they needed more room for more water to shoot and show off their awesome magicness.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
So, all important things, clearly.
Yep. Yep.
It's the Phantasmic Lagoon during the day.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, if they're
I guess-
underground, do we go to the sewers?
To the sewers. That's I noticed you bestow any additional sense of urgency, but I just realized if they specifically targeted the wizard that was a member of our scouting party, I think this place could best be described as a buffet.
Probably.
So that just kind of clicked for me. So yeah, I think to the sewers.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. That's
As soon as it is.
To the sewers we go.
Okay.
Do they try to target people who are smarter? Like, is that a general thing for them?
As far as you know, Treasure, they like to target people with wide nostrils.
Oh, well, then I'm safe.
There you go.
Don't know about Benedict there, though. He might be in trouble.
Oh no. Oh no, buddy.
Yeah, you do make your way towards the center of town. This is the area that Treasure and Sirach, thank you, were just in 2 hours earlier. Treasure, are you dressed chainmail bikini style? Have you taken on a disguise, or are you
I'm
doing?
not. I'm back in Tiefling Treasure mode. I've been taking the disguise all week.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. People stare. They don't seem, but it doesn't seem to be like with malice. It's more out of like novelty. You get the idea that there is, as far as being here, we're going to take a break in just a minute, so everybody knows. You get the idea that as far as people being here, they have a respect for people that do a lot of physical stuff, right? Because that means they don't have to. What seems to be where they look up or down on people is people that do magic and the type of magic that they do, right? So when you're walking around, because you got a big fuck off axe on your back, and you're not wearing armor, so that says to them, I like chopping things, and I don't care if I get chopped. And they're like, respect. That sounds good. I'm gonna step out of your way. If I need to mind spike you, I might, but you know. So it is not the terrible, quite the snootiness, at least in that respect. So we are going to take a brief break. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes, about 9:25, 9:26, somewhere around there. But hang out, and we will see you guys soon. Until then, stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have...
Ooh, and I'm playing.
You did. It took a second because it was very much a. Phew.
Fair enough. Matthew playing Clever Stitch, the Arcane Archer Tabaxi.
And I'm Andrew. I'm not playing Andrew. I am Andrew. I'm playing Grizz, and I know my cues now. The Dwarven Ranger.
I'm Megan. I'm playing Sarai Landier, the Eldrin Glamour Bard.
I'm Eric, and I'm playing Sirach, the Arakakara Horizon Walker Ranger.
And Treasure?
Sorry about that. It looks like it was a little delay on my end.
Oh.
But I'm Kez, and I'm playing Treasure, the Tiefling Barbarian.
Sounds good. Yep, looks like that storm is slowing you down just a hint, but we're gonna push on through. Thank you guys for being here. This is Disasters in Danger, D&D 5e, high fantasy actual play. When last we left off, our heroes were just beginning to stalk the streets looking for an entrance into the waterways beneath the city of Caer Dian, a town focused on magical acumen and the mysteries of the arcane. So you guys do have where would you like to enter the sewers? Do you want to head towards the center of town, enter the sewers there? Do you want to start where you're at now and try to track them through the sewers? Just give me a broad thought on your efforts here.
I would think not directly in the center where we think they're at, right? Like follow behind a ways.
Also, not in the middle of public where everybody's just going to see this group of random people just, cool. Into the source.
Okay. Yeah, sounds... Go ahead, Grizz.
I actually have an idea, if you want to follow me. Just if we can... And Grizz starts looking for like an alleyway that's just devoid of people, like we can kind of get by unnoticed.
Sure, you find one. Yeah.
Yeah, and... I'm not sure how well it works if like the streets are like stone and stuff, but Benedict has a burrow speed, and as a cave badger, he leaves a tunnel behind him that a medium creature can pass through. And so Grizz like gets down, he's like, all right, Benedict, come on, buddy. And he puts a piece of jerky on the ground. He goes, sit down.
Okay. Sure. First and foremost, do me a favor. Make me a survival check. Make me a survival check.
While he's doing that, Sarai's going to pull her lute out and play to try to like cover the noise.
Okay.
Say 33.
Sure. Yeah. You are able to, well, an urban environment is just another type of environment. You are able to find a nearby alley that is over one of the waterways beneath. So it's a shorter dig for Benedict. What is his burrow speed?
15 feet, I believe. Yeah, 15 feet. When they burrow, they leave tunnels behind them.
Perfect. So yeah, it'll take him. It is stone. I'm gonna say he's a little slowed down, kind of difficult terrain for him. We'll say it takes him maybe a minute, right, at most. And once he gets past sort of the initial like paved area, cobblestone area, concrete, he gets moving pretty good. And then he's got another like concrete wall to kind of work his...
Good boy.
Treasure's going to position herself in the alley, so it's pretty difficult to see past her, and she knows she's a whole lot of wall.
Yeah. Only a couple of people even kind of look or blink at it. You get the feeling that it's chalked up to just being another weird magical experiment. So to them, like seeing random, unless things are like actively on fire or dangerous, or it looks like there's violence happening, they take a lot of it in stride. So even if they like could see the badger, kind of them are like, oh, doing some badger experiments, huh? All right, I see. Yep. Right, like it's kind of that. So yeah, you are able to dig. Benedict is able to burrow his way down into the waterway. From here, you guys head down. So it is a advanced waterway system. This is another city that actually all of my archivists, excluding you, Grizz, sorry, you haven't got the tattoo yet. Make me history checks.
Uh, 13.
Okay.
22.
18.
Do I make one as well?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you.
Because I wasn't sure if I make one because I'm in the front.
You can. Absolutely.
Okay, and history, so altogether 19.
Nice. So as you guys make your way down into the tunnel and you start to walk along the sides, it is clear that the waterways down here, they are domed. They have cobblestones. You can see that they've been repaired with shape stone spells and earth to stone. The things that turn like mud into stone, and they make concrete, and it's been, this has magically been worked and prepared. And you guys start to pick up the trail of the direction of where these things have been walking. But for my archivist, it's been maybe a year. It's been a year. But there is a distinct remembrance. This is more than just familiar to the sewers beneath Dorian's Dawn. If you as players don't, you as characters do remember that the waterways beneath Dorian's Dawn were not made by the residents of Dorian's Dawn. That actually there are a number of underground, both cities and infrastructure, that a lot of the people from the Republic did sort of take over, right? And so whoever built that, you feel real confident that they built this. Like it's almost to the point that Sirach, you with a high survival skill, you get the feeling like in like 30 feet there's gonna be a T, and it's like this is very, very much built in the same design.
Can I check the walls for anything extra, like alchemist crap?
Oh, okay. Sure. Absolutely.
Since I'm having flashbacks to sewers.
Are you trying to like check for traps along the way, things like that? Make an investigation check. You'll need to shuffle up to the front. About 2 people can walk. It's about 10 feet wide, so you can go side by side, but it's a tight side by side. And so for you, Andrew, Grizz, who are not super familiar with this underground sewer waterway, there is a main trough of water that serves as an irrigation throughout the city. It is layered, so that the fresher water is on the higher layer, and then the fouled water is the layer below. It is very intricate. It runs from north to south, following the path of the river that nearby goes there, and it is a ton of irrigation. There's about a 10-foot stone path on both the left and the right, and then there are occasionally ladders or grates that sort of raise or lower the water to keep it flowing in a steady path. It is by dwarven standards. This is like that's a lot of work for water, right? Yeah. Usually you stick a hole in the ceiling, it snows and rain, and then it just comes down and you kick it out, right? But it's impressive for sure. What'd you get, Saride?
26.
Okay, Saride steps up to the front. Who is next to her, and/or in front or behind of her?
I'll be next to her just in case something decides to pop out. Okay. I can probably take the hit one way or the other.
Clever Stitch says behind.
Mm-hmm. Directly behind Saride.
Okay.
And I guess that it's Grizz and Benedict in the middle.
Okay.
Grizz actually casts Speak with Animals, which only does occasionally.
Okay.
And he goes, right, Benedict, you're the most at home in tunnels like this. You give me warning if anybody's coming, because he's got tremor sense up to 60 feet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so that's just telling Benedict to keep an eye out.
Absolutely, Grizz. I will do that.
Right, thanks, Benedict. You're a good sport. Sorry about leaving with the bell earlier. And just continuing on. Which I imagine to the rest of everybody, it sounds like the snarling moaning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
To which Grizz, I understand, but it's becoming a bit of a habit.
I am gonna die for this badger.
And Sirach, I assume that puts you at the back?
Taking up the rear.
Taking up the rear. Okay. Then Saride and/or Treasure, I'll need you guys, one of you, to make a survival check. Or you know what? I mean, the Rangers don't exactly have to be in front to do it. But let me get the Rangers to make the survival check here.
19.
Okay.
You muted.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, nicely done, guys. So you're walking through these tunnels. You can hear the waterway that is sort of rushing through, and you do have to speak a little louder. You're not terribly worried about anybody sneaking up on you guys as far as or hearing you approach, as far as like your footsteps go, right? Every once in a while there is a bit of that water drop, that waterfall that picks up the noise and covers your approaches. It is easy enough for the trained rangers to pick up on some well-traveled paths down here. And so you start to move along the main thoroughfares, and you guys want to be working your way towards the center of town, from what I understood of what you said. And so as you guys are doing so, you pick up on a path. You've been down here about 20 minutes, and it's a winding trip, right? The water has to make its way through the entirety of the city. There's some ladders down here. There is one point that Benedict will give you the heads up and sort of, Grizz, there's something in the water that is banging around.
Well, thanks for the heads up. Alright, everybody. Benedict says there's something in the water that's banging around. So proceed quietly for a moment. Let's check this out.
As you guys
Benedict, does it seem like it's getting closer to us, or is it staying in the same spot pretty much?
Pretty much in the same spot.
Right. In the foul water or the clean water?
In the foul water.
I really fucking wish you hadn't said that. Right.
As you guys are up on the side, and as you are making your way through there, your eyes are very peeled. Each of you has pretty good perception checks. If not, Sarai definitely has a great base perception. Passive
and I have
perception.
120 dark vision.
Yeah, you guys can see in the dark pretty far.
And I have a 22 passive.
Nice. Yeah, 22 passive. Sarai is like 21 or something, I think. 20.
Just 20.
Oh, no. Well...
Ooh, amateur.
Between the duo of you, you recognize the path, and you're able to side skirt an oatyug, which you
also remember from before. They do make they are useful garbage disposals in the fouled waters of many cities. So while they are sort of monstrosities, they are at the same time a useful bit. And so as you've been traveling in here for about 40 minutes, the Rangers do pick up on a divergent path. One that is no longer being traveled by footsteps, but one that seems to be traveled. There are ever so lightly disrupted paths of water. Sort of the dragged, you don't think it's feet, sort of clothing or cloth, low-hanging sort of fabrics that sort of drip and sweep over these cobblestones. And you've been in these sewers enough, and you're familiar with the previous design enough to know that that's just a small inlet of additional water. There's no city planning benefit to this side path. There's no reason, steward mages or wand rights or anybody would be traveling down that path. So, we're all getting super familiar vibes from this, right, guys?
Not at all.
Yeah.
This reminds us of home.
Okay.
Sort
Like the
of.
sewers? Specifically?
Yes.
The sewers of where we had been before.
Right. Not that you lived
We did
sewers.
not live in the sewers, no.
Okay.
Grizz, are you seeing that path over there?
I am. Let's see.
That specifically divergent one?
Yeah, I spot it. We're thinking that's where they are. Those tracks don't look like anything. I mean, they look familiar. They look similar to what I've been tracking, I imagine. But
They do, yeah. They do look familiar. Although it is you do know that the illithids, you have tracked them by literal foot tracks before. So the idea that they're not walking in this particular area catches your attention.
right.
Do we want to try to distract them, or just go in and full assault?
What are really your strengths? That's I can kind of go either way.
She
Either
just
one.
motions.
Right. Okay, so that's one for full assault, one for address. You gestured up and down for the address. One for.
And the other two of us both have bows.
Okay.
John.
There's so
Assault it is.
assault it is.
Okay.
If they weren't mind flayers, maybe something else, but I don't really know how much we can distract mind flayers.
Well, I didn't know if you want what I didn't know. I thought it'd offer at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So who's going to be in the front?
No.
Treasure.
Probably me.
Okay.
I'm gonna state that right before we go into battle, I'm gonna cast protection from good and evil on Treasure.
Okay.
Which protects her from aberrations and also gives her protection as they try to do spells and stuff on her.
Nicely done.
I expend just another use of my speak with animals because it does only last 10 minutes.
Sure.
So there've been a little overlap, but Benedict, you stick with her. Every opportunity you have, you just help her out. I'm just going to give him standing orders to take the help action.
All right.
To Treasure.
Grizz, I have come to a help.
Right. You got me out of tougher scripts than this. Let's do this.
What weapon is Grizz wielding again? If you don't mind me asking.
He has an unstrung bow kind of tucked into his back, but you see dagger. There's a handle of a dagger in each of his bracers.
Okay.
I'm gonna go full Warcraft healer on this one and keep the pet up. So
Absolutely.
we have healing potions. We can distribute them if we need to. But y'all on your fucking own.
You can tuck. Can we tuck a healing potion into his little neck pouch where my coins were? And
Oh God, of course we can. Of course we can. Here. Come here, Benedict. Come here.
go for it. All right, Benedict. You get in trouble. You do your best to drink that. I'm not sure how well that's gonna work. But
I'll try
such
my
an
best, Grizz.
I'll do my best to keep you up.
Loosen that up a little bit. There you are.
He has
Let's
a
do
juice
this.
box.
Oh, perfect. So Grizz, it looks like you have you mostly do melee, yeah?
I don't like getting close to things, but I can't really get too far away from things either. It's not.
Fair enough. Then
I do.
will. I'll go next to Treasure then.
Okay. Clever Stitch stepping up to the front. Great. So you guys.
Just as before we start, Mantle of Inspiration. So it's 11, I believe now. Hold on, let me check.
Actually, this is a good question. Grizz being who he is, would it be reasonable that he cooked some treats this morning and has been carrying around the last 8 hours?
Sure. Yeah.
He hands out to each of the 4 of you Small, just like little like mini quiche. He's like, hey, there you go. That's if you get into a bind, eat that. It gives 4 temporary hit points when you eat it. That's
Fuck yeah.
I love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Mini quiche.
That's
So 11 temporary hit points for everybody, including Benedict.
Well, don't you have the leadership feat? The charismatic leader, the give a speech, get 10 hit points.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that was Maddie.
Okay. I thought Saride gave speeches as well. I know Maddie gave speeches.
I mean, I do personally.
Yeah, well, that's
Mainly because if you all are spending money on food that you're not. We're going to circle back to No, it's the Mantle of Inspiration. That's the 10 hit points. But because I leveled up,
right.
the points went up.
Yes.
I've never had.
Maybe it was
Inspiring leader one.
that's just the Mandela effect of me before every time you guys would go.
Been playing with me? Do you see me? Am I here?
Well, that's the thing. We see both the you that was here and the you that is here. You are the Omni Meg.
You're Schrodinger's panda.
Dun, dun,
I don't care
dun.
for that.
So
I don't care for that.
You-
That's weird.
you're
I'm
good.
not Omni.
So Clever Stitch and Treasure, you guys see this path that sort of skips down the side. The inlet of the water is slow. It's fresh. It's a little more narrow than the other one. It's about 5 feet. It's probably a little less than that. Like it's a big step, but a medium creature could step it, right? Even for Grizz as a dwarf, like he's probably doing like little dwarf split, but he could step over the water, right? What is your passive perception?
19.
It's for Clever Stitch and Treasure
Trevor's in
specifically.
front.
Yes,
Okay.
apologies.
13, sir.
Okay.
11.
Okay, sounds good. As you guys are making your way down, you turn this corner. Tell me what you guys do. You're at the corner. Tell me what you do.
Treasure's probably going to let Stitch, figuring he's a cat, he might be able to see it and react to it a little quicker than she can.
Okay.
Take the peek around, but she's holding Blood Burner and is just wound up like that baseball swing. So if
Sure.
something does come in,
Okay.
or he reacts, or she sees that tail frail up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Clever Stitch, you do your peek around. How far is your dark vision?
60 feet, because I don't think the tattoo gives me extra. I think it
Yes, it does.
does it, or does it just give you it if you didn't have it?
It gives you it if you didn't have it, but that's why I have 120. My sheet says it bumps it, and I checked with Cody, and he said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then I would have 120.
Okay. As you look around the corner, even with 120, there's a little more tunnel here than you can see. But the evidence is that it's maybe 30 feet beyond that, just from the narrowing and how this is kind of getting smaller, right? You're able to distinguish even with the force perspective. But you don't see the entirety of it. You don't see anything moving, at least not on land. You do see the water sort of moving down. And then, as I described, it's probably wider here, about 10 feet, and then as it goes further up, it gets down to the steppable area. Please continue.
He will bring his head back around. I don't see anything as of right now, but proceed with caution.
Okay. All right. You guys turn the corner. Clever Stitch and Treasure begin making their way up. Right, is it Grizz and Benedict right behind them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
So 5 feet, like you're just a square behind them, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then is it Saride and Sirach? Cool. Everybody, close-knit group, bows at the ready, strings drawn. You continue to make your way down there about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can now see the shadow of the end of the hall there. It doesn't. It's gotten narrower, but it doesn't completely come to like a. It's not like a portcullis, right? Like it ends up coming to like a wall, and you can see it start to level up or go from level to flat. So you can see it now, right at the edge of 150 feet. You guys continue to make your way 35, 40, 45, 50, 50, 60. Crick your ears. Just the water. 65, 70, 75, 80, 100 feet now. 120. Starting to relax your bow just a little bit. You're not seeing anything that's necessarily here. 130. 35. Start looking around. You look down. You look back at the Rangers. The Rangers confirm. The tracks continue. You guys proceed a little closer to that wall. When you get within about 10 feet of the wall, I would need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
I have a question of a thing I could do if we're sensing that magic is in the area, because I believe I get some sort of trap sense for magic thingy.
Do you? Okay, that's cool. Tell me about that. If that's a thing, I'd love to hear about it.
I think I do. Magical awareness.
Okay.
Until the end of your turn, the location of a spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn of school of magic it belongs to. Not what spell it is, but what school of magic you belong to and if there's a spell there.
Okay, so at what point do you do that?
If I'm sensing it coming up, let me just double check it to make sure that I am reading it and understanding it correctly. Yes, I get a danger sense on it.
Okay.
Okay, what I have is a danger sense that gives me advantage on dex throws.
Okay.
And I have the ability to, if I think there's magic in the area,
okay,
pop this within 60 feet. It'll pop up if it's not behind something that is in total cover. So if I think that I would probably at about 40 feet away, like if we're getting towards the back and it's like, well, this doesn't make sense.
Sure.
Might pop it.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. That I find that acceptable.
So what? Use the danger sense.
So it informs you. Tell me what it does again. It informs you the school. I know that part.
It informs me the school and the location, but not what spell it is.
Okay. Cool. So there are. You sense 3 spells. 2 that are abjuration on the floor. 1 that is illusion along the wall.
So Treasure's going to stop Clever Stitch in the party.
Okay.
Okay, this is going to sound weird coming out of me. But I think there's 2 spells right about there. She's going to point in the general vicinity of where she thinks they are.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 1 up there that's an illusion and 2 on the floor that are abjuration. I can't tell you what they are, but I feel them.
All right.
We're whispering, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could try.
Stream.
I know. I could try to get rid of them.
All right.
I don't know what they are. I don't know how powerful they are, but I can tell you more or less exactly where they are, and I don't know if there's more past that.
I will dispel magic on one of the things on the floor.
Okay. You make your way to the front. I do need you to roll a spellcasting check. So your charisma, a d20 plus your charisma. DC is 14.
$13.
You reach out and your voice begins to carry up just a little bit of magic, and it starts to resonate the way very quietly, the way an opera singer might attempt to shatter a glass, right? And but it resists, and you feel the magic of your dispel pressed back against it. You do get a sense for how strong the spell is. If you cast dispel magic at 4th level, then you will pass through it. But you don't have an idea of knowing what the level is until you try.
Okay.
That was really quite beautiful. But what did it do?
Nothing. Hold on. I'll do it at 4th.
Do you want me to just chuck a rock at it and see if that triggers it?
Couldn't it be an alarm, though?
Did it already.
True.
Done. So as the note carries out, you watch the magic sort of lift off of the ground, and it is a glowing sort of glyph, and then fizzles into nothing.
She's just belting at it like the fat lady in the... Is it the Gryffindor common room?
Yeah.
Just in this silent fucking sewer.
Well, there's a stream. You can hear that.
Yeah.
Hey, she cast Dispel Magic with our friend from Easy Dispel.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Treasure's going to take one quick action. Give Sarai the ability to have an encore. I'm going to use bolstering magic since I have that now.
Okay, what does that do?
That's fun. I roll a d3, and the creature regains 1 expended spell slot of 3rd level or lower, depending on what I roll.
Okay.
I rolled a 3, so you get a 3-level spell slot
Thank
back.
you.
You get
The one that didn't work.
The one that didn't work comes back. Okay. So yeah, you see the glyph lift off and shatter like the glass. There is still the illusionary spell in front of you at the wall. And the other glyph is on the other walkway. So, you get the feeling you could avoid it. But if you want to, you can also dispel that.
I'm going to keep some of the spells for healing.
I don't suppose there's any like vermin, like rats or anything that are in any of these sewers. Are they pretty maintained?
They are pretty maintained, but doesn't mean that it's completely devoid of vermin. You've seen at least some rats, yeah.
Because I just cast Speak with Animals.
Sure.
And so I'm gonna see if there's one nearby that I can maybe coax into just walking over into that corner.
Cool. Tell you what, make me roll me a percentile. Let's see if there's a rat nearby.
Okay. 24.
All right. I rolled a 36. So you come looking around. You see some droppings. Like, there are rats that live down here, but there's just not one within immediate eye shot at this exact second.
Yeah. Yeah. It was worth a shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at Benedict.
Yeah.
No.
Grizz, I've come to help.
I appreciate that, Benedict. You help by just staying for a second.
So how this is a weird question. How long does it take to cast a bonus action?
A second.
How long does it take for one of these glyphs to explode?
Instant.
Damn, that's about 99 milliseconds too much.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean it's pretty. They're pretty on top of each other. What's the spell? Would be my question.
Etherealness.
Etherealness. There's not enough time between you stepping on the glyph and casting etherealness for that to. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to try to make that timing, we'll make it a check. We'll make it a. Go ahead.
I have Mage Hand.
Okay.
Can I cast it? Try to poke at the glyph.
Sure. Yeah.
You said that the second glyph is on the other. Is like
We
just
don't have
fully
to
avoid it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's just fully avoid it
Yeah.
because that I would assume if there's an illusion magic on the wall, it's probably just not a wall, right?
Well, that's the thought. It's on this, and Treasure just kind of generally motions to where she's feeling it on the wall.
Yeah.
So, do we just try and go through the wall and ignore the secondary glyph?
I mean, if somebody's gonna make that call, it'd probably be me, because if there's something angry on the other side of the wall, I can get angrier real quick.
Hey, Benedict, go see if that wall's real. Stick close to the right hand side.
All right. I will see if the wall is real. Chris.
Right.
And you watch as half of Benedict's body goes through the wall.
It's illusion. It's illusion.
He comes
Hey,
back.
Benedict,
Grizz,
go
I
ahead.
think we have to establish what is and is not real in order for us to know if the wall, while it can be seen,
That's
but not
a lot more
touched,
of a metaphysical
real.
discussion that we don't really have time to get into right now.
I
By the way, did you
understand.
see anything when you poked your head through?
Yes.
Yeah? Is it... What? What
Oh.
did you see?
It is dark. There are people, and they seem to be in a semi-cooked state. To note, he may not mean exactly cooked, but his life
Yeah.
with Grizz is he speaks in Grizz's terms. So
They've made a
Right.
croquem bush out of them.
Like, everybody,
Baked
so...
Alaska.
I would have to say the plating, while grotesque, does look as though they have taken a fair amount of effort into it.
Right. Well, let's see what our culinary friends on the other side of this wall have to say.
All right.
After the lot of you,
Grizz, have you used any spell slots? Do you need spell slots restored?
yeah, that's I've been talking with my compatriot Benedict here. That's so yeah. If you're able to do that, that's quite incredible.
I can. It's a newer thing I'm able to do. I'm going to expend another bolstering magic and give him a... You also get a 3rd level spell slot back or lower.
And it's just one spell
One.
slot up to... Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Excellent. I feel great. That's cool. Illusionary wall. A bunch of dead people on the other side, apparently. So proceed with caution, I think. Also, I'm really glad you didn't die, buddy. Good job.
I am very glad I did not die as well. I didn't realize that was on the menu. But, Grizz, I would die for you.
Circle of life, bud.
Circle of life. We are the everythingness of food.
We are. That's from ashes to ashes and plate to plate. Shall we continue on?
I am the sewer. I am the badger.
Yeah, who's going through the illusory wall?
Treasure's going first.
Great. Treasure, you number 2, number 3,
Benedict, then Grizz.
3 Grizz, 4. It's a ride. It's a rock. Sounds good. Treasure, you come through, ready, blood burner alight, and as you come through there's a brief bit of like, you can't really feel it, but there's the goosebump sort of chill, right? Walking through an illusion, you're like, and it's probably psychosomatic. On the other side, you can see this has been stoneworked through magic into a deep room. By no means empty. There is the water that runs from from where you guys are. You guys are basically traveling north, so the western wall, the one that still has the glyph, about 15 feet away is where that water pulls down and then turns the corner and begins to flow out. Right. That's not terribly interesting. Behind and beyond that, these walls are dark slate that have been marked and drawn upon with a sort of scientific manic expression in chalk, in blood, in arcane dust, in sort of ground diamond or ruby. There are physical specimens on stone slab tables, humans, elves, dwarves, other civilized races, people that you've seen around here. And some have had their skulls removed. There are still some with brains that you can see have been nibbled at or cut in very refined sort of dining styles. None of these people seem to be conscious, but you can't be sure. Make me a perception check, all of you, as you're coming through. Those are the things that are immediately obvious. And probably a little more than just immediately obvious, but I don't mind telling you all that.
Natural 20 for a 23.
Okay.
25.
Nice.
27.
Nice.
19.
17.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Clever Stitch, man. You're natural 20 for a 23,
Listen,
and then 25, 27. Oh, like, well, fuck
it is what it is whenever you're with a couple of rangers and a bard.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm
I
more
know.
than happy with it.
I know. I just found it funny.
Yeah, same.
You guys, so you look into this area. There seems to be two individuals that are not unconscious. One of which is dead, very, very sort of clearly dead. The other one that seems to be just unconscious. The rest of them are in some. Let me rephrase. There's a dude with a head on that is dead, and there's a dude with a head on that is alive. The rest of them have heads off, and there's 6 of them. Okay, I realized this is not explaining what I'm trying to have it explain. There are some books, some scrolls. As you look over what is being written here, it is an attempt at a you would need an Arcana check to actually know, but you can see a formula that ties together it's almost like it's written in code. Portions that are written in blood, overlaid of portions in chalk, overlaid portions in arcane dust, overlaid in portions of gem. But for those of you with a 20 and above, you recognize a very distinct pattern in the separateness, and you can point it out to the other individuals. Also, you guys notice that there are some veins of arcane dust and sort of an arcane energy that runs through one of the stone tables beneath it. Almost like it's like a diamond vein or like a crystal vein would be, but it's sort of in a glowing blue iridescentness beneath one of the tables. You don't see evidence of anybody being here that is moving, or you don't see the illithids or mind flayers that are in here. The whole room is maybe 20 more feet deep, 20 feet wide, so it doesn't seem immediately dangerous.
The gentleman who's not dead.
Yeah.
Can I check him?
Yeah, you make your way over to him. The clothes are immediately say money, say wealth, say central district. He looks like he is maybe grad student. He reminds you of Wyatt. in some ways, or rather, what Wyatt had aspired to be. He is bloodied about the face, and there are you can see on his skull and around his face there are like little red splotches of suction ness, and there's a distinct like beak bite mark right here, but it seems while it looks like it crunched part of his brain and it's pretty gnarly, it seems like his brain is still intact.
Brad, I'm gonna bandage him.
Okay.
Just like real quick head
yeah.
wrap.
Make a medicine check. Sure.
26.
Okay. Yeah, you start cleaning the wound, you start bandaging him, and he sort of begins to wake up.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. They're not here. They're not here. You're safe. You're fine. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Do you think you could walk? Do you know who you are? Do you know where your home is?
Not where I am.
Right. All right. I will give him a first level cure wounds.
With the medicine check, you restore. He seems hit point fine.
I will do no such thing to him.
Yeah, I mean, you don't, because with medicine, I basically give people the healer feat. He's gotten back hit points. Okay. He's
okay.
He doesn't have a ton of them because he's not super strong. But as far as like hit points go, he's okay. If you were going to cast anything on him, a restoration might be beneficial, but you don't know that it's absolutely required.
Maybe try giving him the quiche I gave you. See if he likes it.
Oh, all right. Here, would you like this?
Sure.
It's really nice. It's got shallots and spinach, cheese.
Okay.
Is he restrained at all?
Yes, he is. He is strapped down at the hands and feet.
Oh.
Treasure's going to undo some of those restraints because if she notices that Sarai's actually working on someone, the assumption, of course, is that this person is alive.
Yeah.
So while she's doing that, Treasure's just going to have been cutting or taking off the restraints, whichever is faster.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They're you're easy enough to remove them. So yeah, he'll eat the quiche. He's like.
He gets 4 temporary hit points just on top of whatever he gets normalized.
Yeah.
He's ready to fight with us. Let's go.
Yeah. Rubbing his back a little bit. What do you think of that? It's been in my pocket most of the day, but it's still pretty good, right?
I mean, for being a few hours old and egg-based, yeah, it's not bad.
Right? It really speaks to the quality of it. We're going to get you back outside as quick as we can.
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. He'll be all right. Benedict, watch after this one.
I will watch after him, Grizz.
Good job.
I know it's a badger, but he's trustworthy.
Oh, sure. Yeah. All right. Fine. Whatever.
What's your name, by the way?
My name is Erethan Espel.
Erethan Espel. That's a wonderful name. Wonderful. We may come by to check on you later, just to make sure you got home safe.
Okay. He kind of touches his head, like he seems very confused.
Right. And just don't worry about the bandages. Just go home. Do you have people at your home, or do you live by yourself?
I have my brothers in the Cody blanks on fraternity letters.
Did we just save a vegan frat boy?
Kinda, sure, yeah.
I mean,
well,
not vegan.
He just
ate a quiche.
Yeah, but he's bitching that it's egg based.
Well, I mean, it's just
just that it's old and egg based.
I made them this morning.
Yeah. Not big, but yeah, he's a brother of the new spell towels. Yeah.
Excellent. But they'll go back to them. They'll look after you.
Okay. Okay.
So, here's the thought. Instead of sending him alone through the tunnels, we've got a city of really powerful mages above us and everything. If Benedict here just dug up, made us a little path, and we said, hey, everybody, there's a nest of mind flayers right here. We're not going to have to worry about going back through the tunnels with some potentially returning with a snack mind flayers. And then potentially even have reinforcements.
Do we have any idea what is directly above us right now?
Survival checks might tell you that. Tower Oath, here, I would say a map maker's check or mapping, the cartographer's tools check. But
23.
23.
My second nat 1 for the evening.
Okay. Eric, did you want to try?
I think a 23 is going to be good enough.
Sure, that's fine. Absolutely. So, what is above you guys? You were traveling towards the center, but you've definitely taken a detour off to the side. It is adjacent to the central campus of Cardian United. Just steering into that name. But it is not the direction that the mind flayers seem to have been traveling. Now that you've located their nest, it does seem like at some point they diverted paths from your tracks, and you twisted more towards their lair than towards their direction.
Do we want to just lay in wait until they come back then and take care of them?
Yes, that seems like a good idea. Benedict, why don't you dig our friend Earth in here just a little cubby to hide out in, I'll say.
I will dig him a cubby.
Thank you.
And
good lad.
He sort of nudges Aerith and he's like, what? What's going on? All right.
Just go with him.
Okay.
Okay. And Badger begins digging.
You said that the central table had like an arcane dust vein in it.
Yeah.
Can I see? Also, do any of these tables? This is going to be a weird question.
Yeah.
But I've played some weird spellcasters.
Absolutely.
Do any of these tables have like blood troughs that lead to specific like things, or does that like in a ritualistic way, or just in a we are taking the heads off of things, therefore we need blood troughs kind of way?
I will say they seem more utilitarian than they do ritualistic.
Whew. Okay, good.
Yep.
I'm
then
going
I just want. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna assist Stitch with some of this, like looking at magic stuff with some of the newfound magical abilities. I'm gonna pop magical awareness a second time.
Okay.
And see if anything within 60 feet of me that is not behind total cover comes up as magical.
So the arcane marks that are written on the walls have a faint magic. It's more just what they were written in. The veins of arcane dust do have a strong magical energy. They're not a spell themselves. They seem to be powering something that is inside. You suspect that table. As far as other magics, the illusory wall is still there, so that is pretty obvious. Everything else you think is probably behind total cover right now.
but I am going to give Stitch and Sirach that information because they're probably going to be a little more able to actually suss out what certain things are. And I can't get a school on the veins because they are not an actual spell.
Right.
The table seems pretty magical. Sirach, thoughts?
I could do an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'll assist you with that. I have a plus
yeah,
6.
but before you dig into Arcana, just sort of examining it and getting your and taking the walk around it. It looks like while there is a central dais, it is larger up top, but the underneath portion where the veins seem to be pouring down into looks like there is like a cabinet beneath there. Within you need to do an investigation check to find where the opening or where the door is, because it seems to all be while shaped stone, it's at least designed to look roughly hewn, right? So
Hide a key.
Yeah.
Investigation.
Sirach's got something.
Yeah, Sirach does, and that 20 for a 21.
Nice.
Do it.
So as you guys are looking at the table, Sirach walks up and goes, "Ah!" I don't have to do your impression. You're here. Sorry. I apologize.
It's been a minute. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sirach, what you see, there's a better way to do it, is over on one of the ends, there is a cabinet here. There's definitely a distinct sliding, like a door you could get your feathers into, and there's a little depression, and looks like it would slide open.
Over this way, guys. Right over here.
Doesn't appear to be trapped. Seems to be well enough hidden that anybody that would attempt to utilize it would have to know it was there. So. Okay.
We'll slide it open.
Okay, there it is. I'm looking to see who's doing it. So Sirach, as you open it up, there is this sickly green glow of arcane eldritch power that washes over the blue feathers and yellow feathers of Sirach, and they seem to blend them together into this wicked green look. And as Sirach opens the drawer, I need so Sirach's there. So it looks like Sirach's there. Treasure's maybe not there. Let's say Clever Stitch, because he seems to be very invested. Can I have the three of you make an intelligence saving throw, please? DC 14.
I failed, but I'm gonna use Indomitable real quick.
Okay.
And hopefully do better.
Okay.
Ah, fuck. Got closer, but still failed. A 12.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
17.
Yeah, that's a save. So only Clever Stitch. You, Grizz and Treasure, you see just this ripple sort of wave through the air coming out at your friends. Clever Stitch seems to go stupefied for a moment. You're all going to take... Well, Clever Stitch is going to take 14, 19, 23 points of psychic damage. And is stunned. The rest of you are fine. But you all hear, once the door gets open, and that with that wave, you hear in your minds this telepathic just tirade begin, as it is... You'll never take me alive, you stupid-ass squids! Come on in here, get some! I've been working on this for you! Won't mind blast me, won't mind blast you! Come here, get it! Yeah! And Sirach, you see, not moving at all, except for like little bubbles that occasionally bloop, bloop, out of it, is this brain in a jar.
And that's on a body that's under a body that doesn't have a head?
Yes, that is that table, yeah.
I'm gonna try to talk to it.
Okay, what would you like to say?
Hello?
Wait. Who are you? You're not the squid people.
No, I'm very not squiddy.
Prove it.
Okay. Watch this. And I proceed to not have tentacles.
Yeah, you do very good at that. He's like, no. Okay, fine. I get that, but she didn't have tentacles when I met her either, and that's so you're gonna have to do better than that.
Oh, okay, no, okay.
You watch as a bubble sort of, bloop, bloop, and you get the feeling he's trying to recharge his mind blast.
Try giving him a quiche.
He doesn't have a mouth, though.
Just pop it in the goo.
He's not a fish.
He might eat like a fish.
Here's a quick question. How can I prove that I'm not a squid person?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of illusions and weird stuff like that. Here, hold on. Let me. Oh man, I was always crap at these stupid spells. Okay, hold on.
What are you all talking about, squid people? Aren't we looking for crabs with like tendrils that bite your face and the things come out your nose and ears?
That's a squid.
What do you mean? No, that's none of that. Okay, hold on. Just stay. You all suddenly have the flash of what of his part of his memories of what the mind flayer looked like, and what the stunning redhead that had lured him off into the alley and had this very playful sort of like, it starts with her red hair like across her face, and she reaches over and grabs a strand of it, and it turns into the tentacles as he turns back and gets mind blasted. So now, Treasure, you do know what that's a mind flayer. Now you know what a mind flayer looks like. As you realize, oh, maybe that wasn't a mind flayer I thought of earlier.
Grizz taps the side of the jar. We've all been there, buddy. We've all been there.
Right, you go to do some spells, and then you've got the somatic components, but you don't have hands to do them with. Like, the hell?
Is one of these bodies yours?
I mean, actually, I don't know. Like, I kind of see stuff, but not when they close the door. Like, I can't really, like, if you could maybe,
As that's happening, I'm gonna reach in and just like pull out the container.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, okay, tipping me a little bit. That feels. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't think any of these are mine.
Are you sure there are a bunch of them around here? We can go check the other ones.
Yeah.
Would you like one of them?
I'm not gonna say no, but I don't know if it'll work, because
just Futurama Spiro Agnew, just shove it on the top of the body and let it go.
And you don't have to choose now. Like, mull it over a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, man, I wish I was a necromancy major. Or is this transmutation? I don't even know anymore.
What's your name?
Huh? Oh, Frederick.
Frederick, it's very nice to meet you. We'll be taking care of you for a while.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
What are you majoring in?
My parents are pushing me to go into enchanting.
Obviously.
They're...
More money.
They've used it in so many business deals, but it just feels... I don't know, it just feels cheap to me. And, like, if it was up to me, I think evocation's really cool, because stuff blows up. Like, who doesn't want to blow up stuff? But, my teachers say I'm actually probably not much more than a wandrite. So, Yes, Saride?
While this conversation's happening, she's gonna go back to the fake wall.
Okay.
And keep lookout for these motherfuckers coming back because we touched their brain jar.
Okay. Sounds good.
Is this the only table like this, or are there other tables like this?
So the other tables seem to be like built into the walls. You guys can make some investigation checks with advantage if you want to look for any additional like secret spots.
Secret brain jar, under the table.
Treasure's not particularly good at searching, so she's going to hold on to Frederick while the others do it. And she's going to give Frederick a pep talk of, Wandrite, really? Come on now. You can definitely do a lot better. I mean, look at this. You are a brain, sir, and you are still having entire conversations, still casting full spells. There are people with hands that have trouble with that.
Yeah, I feel you. And, I if I'm being really honest, I'm actually better with magic as a brain than I was with a body. And that feels so bad to say. Like, I don't, I was a legacy admission, and he is divulging Frederick seems very happy to talk his life with Treasure. What did the rest of you get in your investigation checks?
A
18.
7.
18? Okay.
12.
12? Yeah, 18, 12. I'll say those are good enough to find a couple more. You'll open the remaining 4 things. It's just going to take you a little longer, right? That's really what we're judging with this. So, one of these chambers seems to hold tools. Primarily wand focused, and then medical tools. The wands that are there, if you guys would make me, just as a group, everybody make me an Arcana check, and this will just sort of narrate what the time frame is as you're kind of figuring this stuff out.
22.
Cool. Every little bit helps. Nat 1?
Oh, no, I got a 10 total.
10 helps.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
5.
Okay, 5 with less help, but that's fine.
A natural 19. So 19, because I do not have Arcana.
Nice. Treasure, you recognize some of this stuff just from your time in Jalen. This is stuff your family made, designed, improved upon, sold, right? That was the Nightcrafter gig, wasn't it?
Talking to Frederick, I'm also legacy, but they didn't try to throw me into college, but I still know this shit when I see it. In fact, I was terrible at magic up until about a month or so ago.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And now I can't control it.
Oof, isn't that the worst? So as they are going on about it, there are robes, there are the medical tools, mostly saws, nothing that seems like it would actually save a life, but real good at busting stuff up. There's some enchanted thread that you find. Arcane thread has the faint echo of necromancy about it. There is a that seems to be like the tool cabinet, right? In one of the other cabinets, there is the things that people had on them cabinet, the lost and found cabinet. The we've killed people, we have their clothes, shouldn't throw them out, but we're throwing it in here cabinet, right? In there, one of the things that is very useful, or potentially useful, you would say, is there is a ring of mind shielding that you get the feeling that they ran into, did not appreciate very much, and like it looks like they tried to destroy it, but magic items require like some legitimate effort to destroy. Other than that, you're going to find the robes that are in here and the wands, even just as spellcasting implements, are all very high-end and fancy. None of these wands are magic. One of the wands from the tool chest enhances the telekinesis spell, giving you advantage on maintaining concentration with it, or so there is that. And that doesn't require attunement. You just have to be wielding it to wield the spell. But the rest of these are just basic implements. However, they are valuable. I would say the whole cabinet is worth maybe 2,200 gold pieces. So there is that stuff. The third cabinet is filled with what looks like the supplies of their drawings, of their markings. You can find the arcane dust that they had been packing away in there. Yeah, it's going to be about roll me 2d4. Anybody? Okay.
4.
4 pounds of arcane dust. Okay. Looks like they've been manufacturing their own and also sort of grinding down out of these different things, and also probably people parts. You get the feeling. The other thing in the last cabinet is filled with jars, the very same brain jars that Frederick is in. There looks to be about 24 of them stacked up in there. They have sort of these clawfoots, little things. They're like what Southern women would put iced tea in for a function, right? It's that, but like with little claw feet and a lid. Okay. I would say if there's about 5 of them that have clearly gray, dead brains that in them, and they look pickled, more or less. It also looks like maybe the mind flayers have like thought about trying pickled brain, didn't like it, and then just haven't gotten around to cleaning them out yet.
Gross. All right.
Not particularly pleasant.
So, Frederick, do you think there's a way we can... So, these mind flayers, do you think there's a way we can, like, call them back here, or we can get their attention?
Oh man, I mean, I don't know how often they come here. I haven't been out in days. Really not sure. I just, what day is it?
It's the 5th of Traveler.
Oh, whoa. Really? Oh man, I missed the spring break.
You're kind of on spring break right now.
That you're a very
classes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're kind of a brain jar half full guy, aren't you?
A little bit, and I sprinkle a little bit of like jerky dust into the top of his.
He doesn't seem to notice.
Which also means he doesn't hate it.
Yeah, exactly. You're a brain jar half full guy yourself, clever Stitch.
Hey. Did you say only like 5 of the other brains were like dead, right? That's there other jars that look fine, or
the other jars are empty.
Empty. Oh, okay.
The other jars are empty.
Okay, I was gonna go start. Grizz is gonna go start trying to talk to brains if there are a bunch of them on the wall. But
go ahead,
Frederick. Here's a question, because I'm not super familiar in the necromancy realm myself. But if we get you back to one of those necromancy majors or even a professor, could they help put you back?
I mean, there's all sorts of professors doing like crazy experiments all the time. I know one of them was trying to do like a psychic network with a bunch of, now they're not like Warforged, but like a bunch of golems and was like had some of them under control. And you hear from over where Benedict is. Is that Frederick? I go,
Yeah, it's Frederick.
who's there? Wait, is that? Oh, behind the badger. Erithil? Oh shit, man! I haven't seen you in. Well, for me, it was like I don't know. It's been a while. Erithil, Frederick, we all thought you were dead, bro. I know, man. I didn't, but I'm not. I'm just a brain. Yeah, but you're in a jar. It's like, I know. It's fucked up, right? It really is.
Why don't, Erithel, why don't you hold on to Frederick and you guys go in the cubby?
Yeah, man.
And we'll...
Where did they grab you? Dude, I was pulling at the library and it was insane. And then the last thing that I remember, I was like, hey, got this really sweet pad. You told him, didn't you? I did. I told him about the grotto. Oh, man, the grotto is the sealer. I know it is. And then the next thing you know, I'm passed out and then I'm cold on this slab. And I'm like, babe, you're making out with my forehead. And then it's like, oh no, I'm in some weird bondage stuff I was not prepared for. They had no safe word, Frederick. No safe word. That's messed up, Erithel. That is messed up.
Grizz starts pushing the rocks and dirt from where Benedict tunneled, like back up in front of them, just trying to like seal us up. Right.
Yeah.
Treasure's inwardly kind of snickering at all of this. She's like, I know I shouldn't laugh. I know this is a very terrible situation. But come on now.
Make me... We'll split this one. So you guys are starting to sort through and pick through the clues. We'll do one last investigation check, one investigation, one arcana, one history. We're looking for 2 out of 3 successes, DC of 17. So team up how you would like, give each other advantage, find the people with the best scores. Well, Eric already rolled and did well on something. Might want to ask him what that was.
My bad.
What'd you roll?
What'd you do?
Which were the 3? No, I can do history. Investigation. I have a +1 on that.
Great.
But I rolled a 16, which then gives it to a 17.
That's a 17. Investigation. Great.
I can do Arcana.
Arcana?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
I have a +4 history.
Take history.
Yeah, that's better than me. That's history and arcana, they're not really my strong suit. That's
I'll take help.
Great. Grizz, you can assist, provide the help action.
I've got a +6 to my Arcana, Sarai. I don't know if you want me to assist you or
Yeah, I'll assist you. You go ahead.
All right. Jesus Christ. An 11.
How'd you do, Professor Treasure?
A dirty 20, so putting the other one in timeout for now was probably the best move.
Absolutely.
Megan thinks she knows.
So what do you think, Megan?
The last time we had a wizard with a golem, it was Brondafrey.
There, you do know of Brondafrey. Yep. And where did you find her?
In the Wizard's Tower, Shayla Wren?
Yeah.
Lara Shen, a singular talent of his age.
That's
and
right.
etc., etc., etc.
La Rochelle. Yes. That is familiar. You, Sirach, as you are looking through the arcane formula, while Arcana is not your strong suit, you do recognize some familiar markings, and you do identify that it is. They're attempting to work out a psychic network of domination spell. It builds upon the work started by La Rochelle from history. The professor, and this is the history part, which you guys couldn't have known, but the professor that is heading that research is Fortean Rhyme, and name doesn't necessarily mean anything to you, except you overhear the brothers of New Spell Tau, discussing who's gone missing and who hasn't. And one of the names they mention is Ginger Rhyme.
All right.
Does this make sense, or have I?
Yeah, it's like his daughter or his.
You suspect his daughter. It looks like the Mind Flayers are hunting her, or trying to find information on her. Maybe to eat her brain, maybe to eat her dad's brain, maybe to do other evil brain-eating things. But it seems like the jars and the brains are needed for it.
Maybe she met them at a restaurant and charged like $75 worth of food that she then did not have the coin to cover.
That would be really terrible of her to do. Let's I'd be after her as well.
Yes.
If only she left her giant badger companion to cover the bill.
Grizz, do you need me to cover the bill?
No, right now, we're not eating anything in this room.
But the plating, did not disappoint, did they?
Like, it's a pretty impressive spread they've put together, if that's your thing. I'd go for a little bit more.
It is non-traditional, but they put in the effort.
They put in the work, and you really can't. You have to give a cook credit for the effort they put in. They definitely put in a lot of effort, and
I say this is still a 1-star establishment.
Yeah, definitely don't eat anything off the tables. And who knows how long those brains have been in the jars?
They smell pickled.
Smell pickled, and not very well pickled. The brine solution's far too in favor of water. It's not really stopping the breakdown process. So we're getting a little sidetracked. There's corpses. We really shouldn't be talking about food. I don't feel comfortable getting hungry in this kind of situation.
You have always found a distinction between corpses and food. I find that to be somewhat malleable.
Well, it depends on the corpse.
I would not eat you, Grizz.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that you wouldn't eat me, Benedict.
Sorry, I got excited being Grizz. Please go back to the actual adventure.
What are you talking about, Cody? That is the adventure.
The real adventure is the friends you make along the way.
Can Sarai take one of the jars, the pickle jars, and put it in the backpack?
Yeah, with a little maneuvering, sure. Yeah. It would, yeah.
So we have some ideas of where they might be up top if we wanted to go hunting.
It sounds like it's not something we want to just wait around for them to come back. It feels like we've got a little bit more urgency to go in here.
But they're also not here. And if they're looking for this girl, then we know where she might be. Or we definitely know where they're looking for her.
I'd also like to get these two home and probably safe or to somebody that can help treat them.
Right. Probably a good first step. Do you want to go the quick way up?
If the quick way up is not going to put us in the middle of a frat boy bathroom, sure.
You're good.
No way to tell. Benedict, up.
All right, I will dig. Badger, 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 badger. I found a mushroom. Badger. Sorry.
Grizz runs up and stuffs the mushroom into his bag.
And with that, I think we're going to bring our adventure for the evening to a close. Next week, we will get into the Mind Flayer combat, but I thought this would be a cute little investigation night for everybody. Andrew, thank you for joining us. Did you have fun? Did you have a good time?
I had an absolute blast. This is tremendous. This is wonderful. Thank you guys for having me.
Awesome. Eric, I'm super glad you're back, my dude.
Thank you.
Muted.
I'm super excited to be back. I'm really, really happy.
I'm looking forward to it. So we got another week of Mind Flayerness. We'll dig into some tower stuff. I think we're gonna get to some plane hop, and we got dragons on the horizon. There's so much stuff. You guys got to come back, check it out every week. So tomorrow night, I think we're gonna be playing some Borderlands. We've got Through the Breach back into Malifaux on Wednesday. Thursday night, Blood in the Bayou, but the big event happens this weekend. It is the playoffs of the PvP Ultensia Challenger League, with the finals happening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for playing. We'll see you next time. But until then, be cool.